At 18, I ran away to join the military where I met my ex-fiance who turned out to be a pathological liar. This is my story. I really want to preface this story by saying, like, I am no saint. I made mistakes, and when we get to those parts, I will tell them. I am not the girl that I was when I met this person. It's been about 3 to 4 years, so if the details are a little bit fuzzy, that's why. But I've also done a lot of growing in the time since, and I have not been in contact with this person for 2 years. Woo! Where do I start? So I joined the military at 18 after being homeschooled for high school. People in my life will tell you I'm the most quote unquote normal homeschool kid that they've ever met. But when you kind of get into the interdynamics, when you get into like the interpersonal relationships, y'all, it pops out. Because of that, I decided to join the military because I needed something in between being like with my family and being a regular adult, right? I could not have just gone to college and not like flew off the fucking handles. And to be fair, I did still fly off the handles, but it was a lot more controlled. Also, the military is a really big part of the story. It was a horrible experience for me, but that is not this story. For all intents and purposes, I'm gonna assume you know the basics of military life. If you have any specific questions, drop them down in the comments. So I met Ian while I was in tech school. I met him on my first day of tech school because after we graduated BMT, we ended up going to the same tech school. We were in the same briefing rooms. We met at the same exact time. Our military like timeline was the same. When you get to tech school, everyone's in the same boat. For the most part, we're all airmen, okay? We don't even have our wings yet. We're just young. We're new to the Air Force. We're fresh off the boat, essentially. So we're sitting in the briefing room and we're waiting for our MTL to come in and kind of brief us on what the fuck was going on, right? For me, I'm always kind of like, I need to know like who else is in the room with me. Where my people at? To figure out like, okay, like could I be friends with this person? Could I be friends with that person? I was also very fucking shy. I typically like didn't really like talk to people for real. So I'm just kind of like looking around trying to see like where am I gonna get in where I fit in? I'm looking around the room, I spot Ian and I'm looking at him and I'm like, damn, that dude is gay. We're all malnourished. We've been working out like 2-3 times a day and he's bald. To be fair, I was also bald. I decided to cut my hair before I joined the military. That's why I was bald. I keep looking around. I don't think about that boy again. You know what I'm saying? I really don't think about him again. I forgot about him. He was in my class, so I did like see him on like a near daily basis. He was really quiet. He kept to himself. He didn't say much. Like that was just kind of what it was. Like he was just Ian. Our tech school was 6 months long. Part of your continued military training. I joined the military in September of 2021. From September to, what is that, like mid-October, we get to base, we start classes. Because we're coming in like during the holiday season, a lot of the people that have already been there have the opportunity to go home for Thanksgiving break. We didn't have a lot of notice in between like when we could take leave and when like the actual, like it started. So we were just kind of like effing off. I was like getting my dorm together. The people that I went through BMT with were also there. So we were just like hanging out and like cooking sometimes and just having a good old time, right? And we're coming back to ourselves. I decided to do my makeup and I had gotten all glam and I had made a few friends. Like I had made friends with like a CQ girl. I was not in uniform and I was walking to the DFAC. I like had my makeup done for the first time. Like I just was like, you know, I was popping my shit type shit, you know what I'm saying? I run into him. We're chit-chatting. He's like looking at me and I'm looking at him. He's also like in his like civilian clothes. He didn't have any supervision over that weekend, right? So like our MTLs were not there. Nobody was there. So some people that were phase 1 and phase 2 that hadn't submitted leave still went home if they lived in Texas because like, why would you stay? You know what I'm saying? Like, and no one's there to like see if you're actually doing what you're supposed to or not. Like, why would you stay? He went home to San Antonio. When he went home, he also picked up his car. He had drove to the DFAC. We were just sitting there talking. Like he looked at me, he was like, reading. I was like, yeah, like, you know, like what's up? He's kind of lingering after our conversation. I'm like, oh, like, do you want my snap or something? So we end up exchanging information and we just start talking. We're kicking it. We're hanging out. Like, you know, whenever we have off time, like we're in like the common areas or whatever. And we're just like, you know, we're just having a good time. I learned that he's from Miami, that he's 21, just random little things. We actually hooked up pretty soon after that. Unfortunately, it was horrible and I was gonna block him. I was talking to somebody and I can't remember who it is now. And they were like, don't block him. Like the first time is always bad, blah, 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 blah. But it was really fucking bad. Like it was like horrible. I've never experienced no shit like that before. Like it was fuzz ass. It was so bad. But whoever it was, I think I know who it is, but I don't think I speak to her anymore. She was like, girl, just hold on. You know what? Fine. Like maybe you're right. Like maybe I'm tweaking. We just kept like hanging out. We just kept hanging out. And it was like so much fun. Like you guys have no idea. This person was really like my best friend. We were so fucking close. And at this point we weren't actually together. We were just thick as thieves. Like we were rough riding, you know what I'm saying? Like we was just thick. Like we did things together. We did everything together. There was never like the word no. You wanna do this? Fuck yeah. You wanna do this? Hell yeah. Like we were just like best friends. And that was the like most amazing thing. He knew everything about me. He knew about how like my dad had like lied to my mom about how old he was. because he knew about the consent issues that were going on in my previous relationship. He knew everything about me and I knew everything about him. Or so I thought. Oh, I should have blocked him then. We started sneaking off base. We're like, maybe like we're gonna try this again, like the whole. So the first time we got a hotel, it was a few days before my birthday. I was turning 19 at this point. I was 18. It was better. From there, kind of like that was kind of our thing on the weekends. We would go get a hotel room. It wasn't even always for that purpose. It was just like for us to like get out of the dorm, act like we're regular people. A few days after my birthday, I was born in December. I'm a Sagittarius. The next following weekend was Exodus. If you guys know what Exodus is, it's basically like when you're in tech school, and I think it might be even like for some like active duty personnel as well. You essentially get X amount of time off from work, right? And it's like no one has to man anything. Like you guys are just like gone. We got Exodus. I wasn't taking Exodus. A little bit about me. I left my home when I was 18 years old on Valentine's Day in the middle of a snowstorm. I did not speak to my mother for a few months. I loved my mom to death. Because I was homeschooled, I think that I had like a little bit of like a developmental delay. Like the teenage rebellion happened for me a little bit later in life. I went to go stay with my grandmother when I left her house. It was really fucking traumatic. I had a boyfriend. Basically, I didn't have any family come tap me out at BMT. Okay, he was supposed to come. My grandmother was supposed to come. Both of them canceled on me. And when you're in BMT, you don't have your phone. I just wanted someone to be there for me, and they were not there. When I got to tech school, that relationship was kind of. He ended up planning to come. This is my ex-boyfriend. Said like, okay, I'll come visit you like around your birthday. Me and Ian were not in an actual relationship at this point. We're just kind of like rough riding. You know what I'm saying? We're just rough riding. We're just hanging out. He had known about how a person had violated my consent on multiple occasions and had kind of forced me to do things I didn't want to do. And that's like not a story that I will be getting into anytime soon on this page, because that is like an actual big part of my like trauma story that I'm still working through. So anyways, he is deciding to go home and we're not together, but we're still like clearly like talking, quote unquote, like, you know, in the early stages of dating. He knows that this person's coming to visit me or whatever. And he's just like, I don't care about like the fact that you're having someone else come visit you. I care about the fact that like this person is not safe for you. They've already like violated your trust and like your consent. Like what happens if like something happens when I'm not here and like something like that happens again? Newsflash, it did. He knew like about this. He knew that what had happened. He knew like that this person had like violated my consent while we were on Exodus or whatever. And he was just very like supportive. Like he was very like angry, supportive, upset. And from that's kind of when we decided like we're gonna actually get into a relationship. He asked me to be his girlfriend early January, late December. Everything was great. If you're ever in San Angelo, there's this spot called Cork and Pig. We always got the calamari. That was like our thing. We tried the calamari everywhere we went. During December, we went to go see the lights in like the only little itty bitty park that they had in San Angelo, get our hotels. But then like we'd wake up at like 4, 5 in the morning and drive into town because there was like this bakery that was only open at like 5:30 until they sold out, and like everyone in town wanted to get it, and there's like a huge line, and we would always go, and it was just so much fun. Like it was just so much fun. February comes around. We were almost halfway through with our training. We had already gotten our orders. I was coming here to Florida. He was going somewhere in the bumfuck middle of nowhere because like we were so close. Like I knew he didn't want to fucking go there. I would love to be with him all the time. And it wasn't like I'm attached to this person. It was just kind of like, this doesn't make sense for us. So we were playing with the idea of getting married, right? We were kind of like talking about it vaguely, kind of joking about it, like fuck it, like we might as well just do it and like act like we're like still dating and like no one knows. February 14th comes around. I don't celebrate Valentine's Day to this day. Kind of is what it is. I've had a lot of shit happen to me on Valentine's Day that I just don't fucking fuck with. This year is no fucking different. He's like, hey, like actually I do want to celebrate Valentine's Day, and I'm like, cool. We ended up going to Cork and Pig. He got me a drink because he's 21, right? I'm kind of fucked up. I'm texting my friend because he's at dinner acting weird. My best friend, she was gonna come visit me for, I think it was President's Day. And we had been planning it. We're all gonna go to San Antonio because there was really no point in her coming to fucking visit us in San Angelo because ain't nothing going on in bumfuck ass San Angelo. We're at Cork and Pig. I'm fucked up. I'm drinking. I ain't got no tolerance. I ain't got no tolerance now either, but back then I definitely had no tolerance. So I'm like fucked up, and I go to the bathroom, like I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. And I text her, I'm like, girl, he's acting weird. Like he's just like, he's saying like all this shit. Like he's just talking so much. There's so, like the things that he is saying is just like, why is he pouring his heart out to me right now? What is going on? I had had like a full drink. He hadn't had shit for real. So I was like, what is going on? And he was just all nerves and couldn't make eye contact with me. And I was just, something's going on. I think I'm about to be proposed to. She's like, no fucking way he would propose to you and I'm supposed to be there in like a few days. Like, why would he do that? Mind you, February 14th in 2022, it was like on like a random weekday, right? It's not like on the weekend. That weekend, we were about to go meet my best friend in San Antonio. So why would he do that? Like, that doesn't make any sense. So I'm like, you're right. Like, he's not about to go propose to me. Like, that'd be insane. We had a date planned, so he like got me like a few gifts or whatever. We went back to the spot that we went to a few months prior for Christmas, and I kind of put it in my like the back of my head. I think I had mentioned it to him too, like, it'd be so funny if you're about to propose right now, like blah 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 blah. And he was like, no 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 no. It was freezing cold because it's Texas, and it's winter time. I had worn like a regular dress. He ended up giving me his jacket, and we're like walking around this park, and I'm like, bro, like, why the fuck are we walking around this fucking park? Like, it's freezing cold. Like, y'all, it's cold. It's cold. Like, what are we doing in this damn park? Like, I'm cold. I'm still wearing this jacket, but I'm like on him. I'm like holding him, gripping him, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, bro, like, it's cold. Like, I'm not going, I ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere because it's cold. I'm right here with you. We're huddled together for warmth. We get to the top of the bridge, and he kind of like pushes me away, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what is going on? Like, I'm like, you're acting so weird. Like, what is going on? Pushes me away, and he gets down on one knee, and he's like, will you marry me? And I'm like, yeah. I texted my friend. The ring was too big. We had to get it resized. We never did. I still have the ring. I texted her, sent her a picture of the ring or whatever, and I was like, yes, he did. And she was like, that is so stupid. Like, why would he do that when I was literally like gonna be here? Like, I could have made that a lot more special for you. And I'm like, I know, right? Everything runs as smoothly. We keep doing our weekend trips. It was like a no-brainer because at this point we're best friends. We'd already been talking about it. And for me, when we had been talking about doing this, it was more so like, we're gonna do this and it's not gonna be real. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna do like a little, you know, military marriage so we can like get the money, he can move, everything will be good, blase, blase. But he's taking it like actually seriously. We have friends who secretly got married too. You know, the time for us to like do all of the like paperwork to get him moved to the same base as me or get us assigned to the same base together is closing. So it made sense. We ended up going to San Antonio with my friend, and we weren't supposed to, but we did. This 4-day weekend, we went up to Austin, Texas, and I love Austin. Would love to move there. It was just a wonderful time. Everything was going really good. We were sitting in my room. I'm gonna do my finishing touches real quick and be right back. One day, because we were deciding to like save money, right? His whole thing, like when we were talking about marriage in the first place, was like, I have like 10 bands saved up, like we're gonna be fine, and we're in the military, like we're gonna be fine. At the time, like 10 bands to me was like, oh my God, like this nigga has money. Because I was a little bit concerned about my future, a little bit, you know what I'm saying? At the time, he was like, yeah, like, you know, I got 10 bands saved up, like I really, like, I got you, like, you know, we're not gonna struggle, we're gonna be fine. We were planning on going to the courthouse, signing on the dotted line. So the weekend before, we decided to save our money a little bit because it costs to get married. So we're like, okay, we're gonna save our money a little bit. We're going to stay in. I had gotten over my fear of like sneaking him into my dorm room. So we were in my dorm. We were just chilling. Fun fact about me, the show is one of my favorite shows. I binged like the first season while everyone else was on break. It's just so good. You know what I'm saying? It's just so good. Which is funny because we were sitting there watching you the day prior, like we were watching it. And I was just talking about like how it relates to like some of my life experiences. Trauma brings up trauma. So I was just talking about shit that, you know, has happened in my life. The second day, again, we're in bed, we're watching you. I would never let him like stay the night. He would have to leave at some point, but I like to fall asleep while he was there. So like leave when I don't know you're leaving type shit. So it's getting late. We're watching the show. I'm deep in it. You know what I'm saying? You is my shit. We're like kind of chatting a little bit, but really we're just quiet, you know. And he reaches over, he grabs the remote, and he turns off the TV, and he's like, I have something to tell you. He goes, I'm not 21, I'm 23. I think we're just gonna hop into it. It's early in the morning. I'm usually not a morning person, so bear with me. We were laying in my bed. He reaches over to turn off the TV. He's like, I have something to tell you. My little heart, like, it dropped. He goes, I'm not 21, I'm 23. And I said, you're lying. And he's like, no, like, I'm so serious. I think I had gotten into it in like the last part, but he knew me so well, right? The weekend we were just staying in before we went to go file the paperwork, I had been talking about you. I don't know if y'all have ever seen you, but you is like literally like terrifying. He's a stalker, like he's a horrible fucking person. Yeah, we're fucking watching this show, and I had told him like my dad like lied to my mom about how old he was, but I don't want to ever get into something like that. It's like my number one like rule breaker, like you can never lie to me about your age, blah 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 blah, right? So we're having this conversation yesterday. He acted fine. Everything was fine until the middle of the show where he says, hey, I have something to tell you. And I'm like, show me the proof. He shows me his driver's license. I check the date. It's February. So it's a new year. I am calendar challenged just a little bit. I look at it and I'm like, damn, like this dude really is 23. Like I can't believe he lied to me. 23 isn't like a really big jump, right? Like 21 to 23, not a huge jump. Not that bad, not that bad. Could be worse, could be worse. At this point, I am 19, right? And I'm kind of just like, damn, like this dude really got me. He really got me good. I freaked the fuck out. I proceed to go downstairs to other dorms and I'm like, oh my God, like I need to talk to somebody, I need to talk to somebody, I need to talk to someone. And I'm freaking out and I'm like crying, throwing up. Like it was really bad. Like I was beside myself because you have to think like this person was not only like my partner, he was my best friend. So like the betrayal was like insane because I'm like, bro, like we know everything about each other. Why would you lie to me about your age? And at this point in my life, I loved dating older. So it's like, why would you fucking lie to me about that? Like of all things to lie to me about, like your age probably would have made you a little bit more attractive to me in the first place. Like you probably wouldn't have been on the chopping block to be blocked in the first place, but whatever. This is a 23-year-old grown-ass man versus a freshly 19-year-old girl. Everyone and their fucking mom knew about it because we got into a screaming match in the hallway. I was beside myself. I missed the part. When he told me and I was like, yeah, you gotta get the fuck out of my room. We were in the hallway outside my dorm. He was crying. He was crying because I'm like, yeah, fuck you. Like, I'm never gonna talk to you again. Like, I can't believe you fucking lied to me. You knew how much this meant to me and you still fucking lied about it. You should have came clean like before you put a ring on this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? He's in my fucking hallway crying. Okay, we're arguing loud as shit. And he's like, I'll call my mom. I didn't want to tell you because I don't know what happened to me. And I'm like, you don't know what happened to you? What are you talking about? He was like, yeah, like, there's just parts of my childhood that I just don't remember. And so, they told me that this is ridiculous. He's like, they told me that I was this age. I didn't know until recently that I was actually blah, 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 blah. And I'm gonna like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know what happened to me. Like, I can't remember anything. It's just like a whole fucking thing. And I'm like, fine, call your mom. Womp womp. Call your mom. Yo, get her on the phone. I haven't spoken to his mom yet. It scares me, frankly. You want to cry on my fucking floor outside of my dorm room over here lying to me about how old you are? Call your mama. Call her. He's like, I just told my girlfriends, like, you know how old I am and she's freaking out and like you guys must have lied to me about something because like there's no way that I'm this old. Like I can't remember anything. Like what happened to me? And his mom is like, Ian, what the fuck are you talking about? Like she is low-key irritated as fuck because it's like the middle of the night. No, nothing happened to you. She was like, did I have like a concussion? Like didn't you tell me like one time that like I got hurt? What are you talking about? Now that I'm looking back at it, it was funny as fuck. In the moment, not funny at all. Because this was like his one saving grace. It becomes a whole big thing. Everyone knows about it. Some girl in my sister class, grown woman, by the way, actually, I don't even know why I called her a girl, tells me, oh, you should stick it out. Like, you shouldn't break up with him. Like, you shouldn't have called off your engagement because everybody lies. I haven't met anyone, mind you, she's like 39. I haven't met anyone who hasn't lied to me about their age. Like, once you get grown, like, it's not that big of a deal. As long as it's not, like, crazy, like, you're fine. I am 19. This nigga told me that he was 21 and we met when I was 18. This is low-key predatory. Like he is in his mid-20s. So anyway, she over here talking about some, you should let it go, blah, 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 blah. And I'm listening to her like a fucking dummy. Yeah, you're right. I should let this shit go. Like she's grown. She's had more life experience. I got words for that. I got a lot of words. I got a lot of words because that was like the worst advice to give to somebody. Because the principle of it is not his age. It's the fact that he lied about something that's so insignificant and small and also shows like an insecurity about who he is as an individual anyway. Cool, right? I'm like, we're not getting engaged, nigga. If you're gonna lie to me about that, you'll lie to me about anything. We're in class together. We work together. Everyone knows about this because why isn't Ian and Tiggy talking in class anymore? Why? What happened, over the week? Like, what's going on, People knew about it because I was very fucking vocal about the fact that he's a fucking liar. He, is always trying to talk to me in class. Like, he's, like, leaving stuff in my dorm. He's just doing his best to, like, work his way back into my good graces. We get a new instructor. Every time we get a new instructor, they want to get to know our class a little bit. So they ask, like, what's your name? Where are you from? Etc., etc. Ian says, my name is Ian. I am from San Antonio. And I say, no, you're not. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Now I don't give a fuck. He's like, you're right. Like, I was born and raised in Miami, but I live in San Antonio. Like, before I joined, I was in San Antonio, right? The teacher's like, okay. Somebody says, oh, I didn't know you were from Miami. Anything that he says, I'm like, yeah, nigga, you a liar. I ignore it because I'm just like, this nigga a liar. You know, like, there's really nothing for me to say. Later on, we had a break, and I just, like I said, I was like kind of sequestering myself. I was keeping to myself. I wasn't fucking with people anymore. Like, it was just like, imagine like somebody that you trust and like you really care about, you really connected with, lying to you about something that is like so big but also so insignificant. Yeah, it bothered me. So anyway, later on, my classmate comes up to me and she's like, you need to talk to Ian. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, I do. This is another grown woman. Okay, she's in her 30s as well, but I respect her opinion a whole lot more. He told me when we first did our classroom introductions, when we first started working together, he was from San Antonio, not Miami. This is significant because this girl, or this lady, this grown woman, excuse me, is from Miami. Yeah, he did not tell me that. He told me he was from San Antonio, that he was born and raised in San Antonio. And I was like, oh, interesting. When he told us that he was born and raised in Miami, I came up to him earlier in the day and I asked him about like where he was from. And he could not tell me anything about the area that he claimed he was from. I know he couldn't because I'm from that area. And I'm like, right, you're punking me again. You're fucking me. You're lying. He's like not in the room right now. Like we're on break, so he's like out like walking around or something. Somebody else comes to me and they're like, yeah, like I'm from San Antonio. He told me he was from Miami and he doesn't know anything about San Antonio either. You've got to be joking right now. Like you're lying. Like you're joking. Like you're exaggerating the truth. Honestly, like stop fucking with me. Like you guys know that I'm in a delicate mental state. Like stop fucking with me. Like you're lying. I'm joking about this now, but there was nothing funny about this. Like I was actually very much so distraught. I hammer him. It's like, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I don't know what they're talking about. They gotta be lying. Like, I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know what they're talking about. He finally comes clean. We know you're lying. What are you lying for? Where are you actually from? It's not that deep. He finally comes clean to tell us that actually, you're right. I'm not from Miami or from San Antonio. I am from Germany. I was born in New York, then I was raised in Germany. My dad was in the military. Huh? Like, what the fuck? And that's the thing, too, because we were all kind of like, bro, like, that's super cool. He speaks German. Why would you lie about that? Why would you lie about that? Like, it was just so weird. Then on top of the fact that he's already fucking lying about his age, it was just like, oh my God, like, you're sick. You're literally sick in the head. I mean that in like a like clinical way. I mean that in a like, oh, like why are you lying to your girlfriend about everything kind of way. He was just like, I thought like you would think I was cooler if like I told you that I was from Miami, blah, 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 because mind you, my last trip before I joined the military was to Miami. However, he told me he was from Miami before he knew that, so I don't know. It was just so weird, and it was, like, so uncomfortable and, like, really kind of sad at the same time, because it was like, bro, like, what else are you lying about? That was just the beginning, actually. Those were the two lies that were the catalyst for everything else that happened. Yeah. Got literally so much worse. I'm on my way to work, though, and I'll finish the story tomorrow. When I was 18, I ran away to join the military where I met my ex-fiance who turned out to be a pathological liar. This is my story. This is going to be like a 0.5 because I actually have like a few things that I want to clarify real quick before I continue on with the story. Number one, I keep getting asked by people in my everyday life, actually, not really like people online. Y'all are really supportive. People in my everyday life keep asking me like, why am I telling the story? Why am I telling the story? Why am I telling the story? It's so much. It's so hectic. It's all over the place. And it's actually like very traumatic. I'm telling the story because one, I truly believe that like there are women and femmes out there right now going through the exact same thing that I did. Just because it's not cheating, just because they're not putting their hands on you, that does not make the relationship okay, especially if you don't feel safe. My mental state was completely deteriorated. I was completely isolated. Just like a little bit of context, I have a hard time keeping, maintaining, and enjoying the fruits of friendship. And I didn't really have that many close friends in tech school while this story starts. I didn't really have a group of people that were around me to tell me, hey, this is wrong. Don't do this. You know, I didn't really have that. I was homeschooled. So even like my friends from back home, what can they do from 1,000 miles away? So yeah, that was a lot. If you also, you know, if someone watching this also is going through something similar and they don't have a support group, they don't have a friend group, they don't have family to stop them and tell them, I will be that voice to say, hey, these are red flags and these are things that you should be looking out for. This is what happened to me and this is how it turned out for me. I truly do deeply believe in this. On top of that, it's entertaining. It's a funny story. It's one of those like parlor trick kind of like get to know me, two truths and a lie stories for me. Because I'm so young, people don't expect you to already have a quote unquote like serious failed relationship. And I think it's hilarious. So I like sharing it because it's like, It's funny. My people in my everyday life that I'm friends with, they know. They be knowing about this. And also, as I'm building my platform, I do focus on personal style and makeup. I also want you guys to kind of know me. You know what I'm saying? Like, number two, I know you're watching me. Newsflash for the actual audience. Yes, this story ends with a no contact order. I received a message last night from a number that I did not recognize that had the exact same area code as this person. So I did a reverse lookup on the phone number on People Finder and Cash App. I could not find it. Let's throw this number in PayPal. And I did actually locate the owner of the number, who happens to be his new wife. I do not care that you are watching me. At the end of the day, this is my story. If you did not do harmful things to me, I would not have a story to tell. And while yes, I was not the best partner, I have grown a lot. I am sorry for any pain and suffering that I inflicted on you, but this is my story and I'm allowed to tell it. I checked with my lawyer. This story is not defamation of character because I am telling the truth. Though I may not have screenshots, I do have multiple witnesses willing to corroborate the story. Just look in the comment section of the first video that I posted. I do not care if you have lied to the people in your life about what has happened. You can keep watching if you want to. I don't really give a fuck. Honestly, kind of sad for your wife. I'm pretty sure they met while we were still involved. And honestly, I don't even believe that he found out about this story on his own. So whoever sent it to him, you're a fucking bum, fucking weirdo behavior, fan fucking behavior. Why am I telling the story now? I have decided to tell the story now and not like as soon as it happened, in the middle of me going to therapy for it. Because honestly, this is kind of like the only time that I've had to really process the things that happened to me while I was in the military. The military was made horrible for me for multiple reasons, to include this story that I'm telling right now. I dealt with discrimination. I was targeted by my supervisor. And at the end of the day, this story, along with what happens at the end of this story, kind of drove me to a mental health break, which is not conducive to military service at all. Yeah, I ended up getting out. So now that I've kind of like done a lot of soul searching, I flew off the handle for like a year. If you know me in real life, then you know I was drinking and partying and going out and getting really fucked up on the weekends for a really long time. I was doing a lot of things that were just not healthy for me. Now that I'm in a spot, in a place where I'm kind of like, wow, that shit was really fucked up. I can't believe I really went through that. I'm processing it. And honestly, it doesn't hurt as much as it used to. I figured, why not tell the story? I think it's funny now. I think it's like insane and funny. Also, okay, number three, I make makeup videos. So if you have any questions about something that I am like using in these videos, I either have it on another video on my page, or you can just ask me in the comments and I will answer it. Like right now, this is Juvia's Place bronzer in Bronze Duo Dark. I love makeup. I love fashion. I've been wanting to have a platform for years now. You guys are probably like low key used to having me on your For You page, like low key, because I did go viral back in, I think it was like May, for rage baiting the internet on multiple occasions. I've just been kind of like throwing spaghetti at a wall and figuring out what sticks, what I like, what I want to create, what you guys want to see, etc., etc. So I'm gonna finish this off camera and then I'll just say adieu because I am late for work. I did keep the ring because I always knew in the back of my head that I'd probably end up talking about the story eventually. This is the ring right here. I am not making this up. The ring is still too big for my finger. It's like a size 8. She's kind of big, floppy, and huge. Oh, there she goes. He didn't even get it from like Pandora or anything. He got it from like some random jeweler in like our bumfuck ass town's mall. So yeah, I'm not lying. This is a very true story. There are people that are willing to corroborate it. And even though I don't have screenshots, I do have photos and pictures and other sources of evidence to support this story. My name is Tiggy. I ran away to join the military at 18 where I met my ex-fiance who turned out to be a pathological liar. And this is the rest of my story. He told me his name was Ian. He told me he was 21 and he told me that he was from Miami. 2 out of the 3 of those things were complete lies. Honestly, I feel like the whole 3 out of 3 would have been lies if I didn't have to know his name because we literally worked together. We're trying to reconcile after I found out that he was actually from Germany. It's been a few weeks of it being pretty quiet. I give him the benefit of the doubt and I just say like, honestly, maybe he was just trying to impress me. You have to remember, like I really didn't have anybody else. Like I didn't have anyone around me that was like my actual friend. I like burned all my bridges and I was just like this really weird erratic girl who went off on people, and I was just not the best, friendliest person. So he's the only person I got. Everyone else thinks this is kind of funny. So maybe it is funny, and maybe I'm overreacting. Things are going smoothly for a few weeks, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe we should get married still. Like a fucking idiot. One night I wanted to get out of the dorm, so we're just riding around in his car. We're listening to music, and we're talking about his friends. One thing about me is I can't listen to my friends' music. It's like I know you. You know what I'm saying? So like I have a thing about listening to my friends' music, and we were talking about that, and he was like, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but my friend, he's a bum. He's just a bum. Like he needs to get a job. All he wants to do is like lay up and make music. He doesn't have a job. He's like living off girlfriend and his mom, and it's like really fucking embarrassing. He needs to get a job. Well, let's listen to his music. Like fine. I don't know him, so it's gonna be cringy, but let's listen to it. He's just saying like, I'm so grateful that I got into the military and I have something going for me now because I could never be like him. And I'm like, okay girl, like, ooh, play the music. It's like the same type of era of music from like 2018, XXXTentacion, Think Trippie Redd, you know, that kind of vibe. And we're laughing. We're sitting there laughing because it was bad. It was actually kind of fucking ass. And I was like, damn, maybe your friend really do need a job because he out here 23 making music like that, right? And he kind of looks at me sideways and I'm like, y'all are the same age, right? And he was like, yeah, we're the same age. And I'm like, so he's 23, right? And he's like looking at me sideways. And I don't know what it was about, like how he hesitated or whatever, but I was just like, this nigga is lying to me yet again. He is sitting here lying to me in my face. So I'm like, let me see your ID. I look at the ID. Y'all have to remember, I am calendar challenged. So at the beginning of the year in February, when I'm looking at his ID, it was like 2022. It was the turn of the year. I counted backwards to get his age. I counted and I missed a year because it was the turn of the year and I still counted like it was the year previously. He's actually 24 going on 25 because his birthday was coming up in about 3 months. Of course, I flew out the handles again. I can't trust you for shit. We stopped hanging out as much. I did get into like later blocks of instruction. He got held back. No shade. A lot of people in our field did held back to continue their training. It's not that serious. I graduated. I went home. I bought a car. Somewhere in here, I actually had found out that he was broke too. Y'all remember he told me that he had 10K in savings. No, he did not. Come to find out, the 10K in savings that he had shown me was actually a screenshot from his trust. I think that his mom had sent him. The trust was for him and his brother to buy houses and go to college. Both of their names were on the account and they can't access that money without getting like written permission from like their parents. That's going to come into play a little bit later. He has no money, no savings. We're making the same amount of money too. So it's kind of like, dude, like, how are you broke? We're making the same amount of money. All he has to do is like pay his car insurance. Also found out that the car wasn't even his car. It's his mom's car. I go home, I buy a car. I'm going to my first duty base. He comes to St. Louis to visit me because I'm like scared. I haven't been around my family and I just kind of need like an additional support system. So it was like him and my best friend. We were all just kind of like hanging out together on times when I wasn't with my family. After he leaves from St. Louis, we're kind of falling off. Like we're not talking as much. I'm kind of like distancing myself from him. I'm realizing like, one, do I really want to go to a new duty location with a boyfriend who's a fucking liar? And he's not even with me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why am I tying myself to somebody who's actively doing things to harm me? And I say harm because the amount of lies and the ridiculousness of it, like the gaslighting aspects of it, definitely impacted my mental health. So it wasn't just like, oh, he's a liar. And like, once you know that he's a liar, like you just expect to lie. It was like, why are we lying about small things? Why are you trying to convince me that your lies are true? Why do you genuinely believe your lies? That's kind of where we were. It wasn't just like every day, like, yeah, I liked the girl's photo and now I'm gonna act like I didn't type shit. It was like actual. And I also want to say like the whole thing about him calling his mom when I learned how old he was to try to convince me that he was like going through something where he had like a concussion and he didn't know any better. That is literally not only a manipulation tactic, but it's a sign that he has a fucking problem. Like it's not even funny. Once I get to my base, about a few months in, I did fuck up and I slept with someone else. After it happened, the guilt got to me real bad and I ended our relationship. I said, hey, I did this thing. I'm really sorry. Clearly it indicates that I'm not ready to be in a relationship, and also your continued lying is showing that we're not ready to be together. So I think it's best if we end things. Of course, he's upset about it. Not only did you get cheated on and you find out about it, but then your girlfriend breaks up with you at the same time. It kind of, yeah, it was pretty bad. You know, it really hurt him and I just felt really guilty for it. It was just like a recipe for disaster all around. He forgives me and he kind of begs me to get back together. We are kind of like working on it. We're not officially in a relationship anymore, but we're working on it. We're still in contacts. We're still texting. We're still having like long distance dates, but we're not officially quote unquote in a relationship at this time. I'm actually really apprehensive about continuing on because he's still lying about small shit. So it's not like I did this thing and I feel so bad about it. This isn't gonna work. It was like, I did this thing. Could we have worked through it? Probably. I'm sorry. You know, like I was genuinely very much so like remorseful, but he he's also still lying. Like, it's not like he's just not lying anymore. He's still lying about small things to the point where I don't remember what all the lies were, but I just know that they happened. I'm apprehensive we don't get back into a relationship. We're still involved until the end of the story, which is like 6 months later. It was very complicated, very convoluted. I would never do no shit like that again. However, it's what happened. It's the truth. For his birthday, he comes to visit me here in Florida. I plan a whole big thing. So we do a few days here. We do a few days in New Orleans. We come back. We stay for a little bit too. I got him everything that he wanted on his wish list. I just wanted to make his birthday special because like, I think he had told me like no one has ever made his birthday special for him before. I handmade him gifts. I bought him the things that he actually wanted. We're still working on it. You know what I'm saying? Like we're still together, but we're working on it. On the trip to New Orleans, I find out also there's like a side story here. My mom would probably kill me if I didn't tell this part. In New Orleans, I find out that his mom hates me. She thinks that I'm a gold digger, that I'm horrible for him. She thinks that he's getting played, yada, yada, yada. And I don't know why, because like I was like not digging for gold. I used to be a sugar baby. I did. So I know what digging for gold really looks like. And I wasn't doing that anymore. So side story about New Orleans. We're in New Orleans together. We're in the shower. And this is literally why I do not eat. We've showered together on multiple occasions, right? And it's always been like, bro, like I'm telling you, you're not getting clean if you're just using your hands. Just using your hands, you're just using a loofah. I swear to God, you're not getting clean. You're not getting as clean as you think you are. That's a hill I'm a die on. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So we're in this hotel with these white towels, right? He's, cleaning his body and I'm showing him. I'm like, this is what it looks like when you scrub your body. This is how the towel should look. And he's like, okay, cool. Like, I get it. And I'm like, you should do it. And he was like, I swear I'm gonna be clean, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, okay, cool, do it. And he does it. He starts by cleaning he pulls the towel out and it's literally a streak of orange on the towel. And then it just keeps coming. It doesn't stop. We also went to Houston together. I think it was Memorial Day weekend. We cooked together. It was wonderful. Like we were just working our way back into being good. He comes to my base to go through his additional training because we're a part of the same type of job. Everything is fucking great. Like we're doing pretty good. We did end up running into the dude at a club, both like kind of working through it healthily. I will say we did handle it pretty healthily. At one point, I travel up to his base. I go to his base in the bumfuck middle of nowhere, Clovis, New Mexico. The real reason I'm telling you guys about the trips and stuff is because like we're getting to something actually big. It comes time for my birthday. I'm turning 20 and I say, look, I think we should go to Bali for my birthday because it's so inexpensive once you get there. But I was planning this so far in advance on purpose because I'm like, okay, if he has an issue with money, like we should be able to like make this work or whatever by my birthday, at least 6 weeks out, at least. We have our price targets for the trip. We have our goal financially to have saved. This is how much we need. This is how much the tickets are going to be. For this trip, I'd save like $4,000. It's coming time, like I said, for the tickets. Like he's like, okay, yeah, absolutely. Like I have all the money, like I have been saving, like everything's gonna be great, perfect. I find flights for way cheaper than our target was. Tickets to Bali from anywhere in America are like $1,200. But once you get there, you're only spending like maybe like $5 a day. That's how it is in like Southeast Asia, period. He tells me I actually don't have the money. Sitting there crushed. I had been planning this trip for weeks. And I say weeks, it was really more like at least 2 months in advance because with our job, we had to do a lot of security procedures in order to leave the country. So we've been planning this for a very long time. I'm ready to buy my ticket and I'm like, okay, are you buying yours? And he's like not answering. I ended up like cornering him and being like, what the fuck is going on? And he was like, I can't afford it. I'm like, okay, well, what can you afford? And he tells me that he only has half, not of the whole trip price, but of the actual ticket price. He doesn't have ticket money. He also doesn't have trip money. That's where we're at. Like, you should have been told me this. I was very, very, very disappointed, very let down. Don't worry about it. We can go somewhere else and I'll have the rest of the trip money like saved up by then. He gives me a rundown of like what he's expecting, what his like paycheck stuff. I think it was because like he didn't get as much money from his move from our tech school to his base as he was expecting or something like that. It was going to be rectified by the time it was time for my birthday. We decided to go to Europe instead. This was like the worst mistake that I possibly could have made. This man had no money, nothing, nada. He had been telling me over the past few months from the point where we were in tech school together that he had bread. He was sticking to his budget, been rebudgeting, he's been talking to financial advisors, and like he is really doing his shit. No, the fuck he was not. We were gonna do London, Paris, Milan, and Stuttgart, Germany, which is where he was actually from. We get there and like I said, like he's been telling me this whole trip, I can't believe we did it, like I'm so proud of us, like everything's gonna be fine now, like we were gonna split the expenses. Come to find out, no, he had brought, I think it was like $500 to $700 for a 3-week intercontinental trip where we were literally country hopping around Europe. This isn't like just like a casual backpacking trip. We're staying in nice hotels. We were were booking hotels the week prior. It was like pay on arrival and stuff, so I didn't realize that he didn't have money. All that to say, it was pretty fucking rough, and I ended up having to front most of the trip. I didn't get to enjoy myself as much as I wanted to. Didn't get to experience the things that I had wanted to experience because I fronted, I would say probably 3/4 of the trip. It was like so bad that he literally was calling his mother to send him money while he was overseas just so he could eat. I turned 20 in Paris. I wish it could have been like a wonderful experience, but it wasn't because like I said, like I kind of in this trip under the expectation that it's gonna be like a birthday trip, not like a field trip for somebody else. Once I got home, I low-key cut him off. It was more than low-key, it was high-key. I was very much so feeling like very used, low-key betrayed. Kind of let him know like, hey, like you kind of like fucked this up for me. I wish that you had just been honest about it. And I low-key just would have went by myself because I had the money for Bali. I went in debt going to Europe and having to front everything. Not interested in being together anymore. Like, I know we were trying to work on it. I really don't see this going anywhere. We're still cool. Like, I know that you don't really have anybody else just as much as I don't have anybody else. I just can't see myself being in a relationship with you because I can't take the lying and I can't take the betrayal and I can't take you being bad with money. This is like the beginning of the end. One day we're on the phone and he tells me abruptly that he has to go. And I'm like, oh my God, like what the fuck is going on? He calls me back. He's really upset. Someone just like refused me service. He was at a gas station trying to get gas for his car. I was like, that is insane. We heard rumors this area was racist. I can't believe that happened to you. I feel so bad. I keep doing my own thing. One day he calls me and it's an emergency. I was at a different gas station outside of base and someone called me oh my gosh, like you're literally being discriminated against. You need to tell your command, they might be able to like move you bases. You're right. So he starts getting in contact with this command about this, right? It stops and I don't hear anything else about this for a little bit. One day he's like, hey, like I have really good news. I am up for Airman of the Quarter. It was between me and some of our really high performers in our school, in our class. Oh my God, like that's so cool. Like you really turned yourself around because remember, he used to be bottom of the class to the point where he had to get held back. I'm so proud of you. Like even if you don't get selected, like it's still an honor the fact they even considered you. Shows just how much progress that you've made. And he's like, yeah, you're right. Every 2 weeks he's giving me updates about this. I have to go to like a brief. My job was classified, so I can't really say much about like the work that we did. Basically he's just saying did my job. I had to do it in competition with these people. I beat so-and-so, I beat so-and-so, they're considering so-and-so, passed this round, yada yada yada. My supervisor's telling me this, my supervisor's telling me that, and I'm like, yo, like this is amazing. Like I'm so happy for you, so proud of you. You really turn your shit around and you're getting your shit together. I'm really fucking proud of you. Another 2 weeks happened. Calls me after the fucking award ceremony. I'm texting him like, you're gonna do so well. Like, I'm so proud of you. Like, I'm so happy for you, etc., etc. He fucking calls me. It was between me and this guy. Made both of us stand up and I thought they were gonna pick my name, but they didn't. They ended up saying that he won, but I was like an honorary mention or whatever, and they made me sit down. I was like, hey, like, it's kind of fucked up, but I'm so proud of you for even making it that far. Like, I can't believe you made it that far. You surpassed what you thought you were capable of, and that's amazing. And he's like, you're right. I'm just kind of like bummed out, so I'm gonna like go to my room for a little bit and just kind of hang out. And I'm like, okay, like I understand, like if you need anything, just call me, etc., etc., right? I leave my dorm because I hear my roommate. Me and my roommate have been through not only BMT but also tech school together. I love this girl. I love this girl down. She's really fucking amazing. Go into the hallway with my roommate. I'm like, yeah, girl, like he just called me and he said that he was up against so-and-so for the quarter. He didn't win, but so-and-so did. But like, can you believe this happened, that they made him like stand up and like acted like they were gonna give him an award, but he didn't even win it? That is kind of fucked up. I'm gonna call this guy to congratulate him on winning Airman of the Quarter because I didn't even know he was up for it, and I used to work with him when we were in tech school, and I was like, oh my gosh, girl, like yeah, you should call him. I'm in the room still, like, hey, like Ian said that you just won Airman of the Quarter earlier this morning. Like I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy. Like I wish I'd heard about it. What are you talking about? In that moment, I fucking knew. We put the shit on mute, and I was like, girl, I'm about to flip my shit. He unmuted. She's like, Ian called Tiggy and said that you won Airman of the Quarter, that you beat him out for Airman of the Quarter. The guy is like, I haven't seen Ian in months. I was like, oh yeah, he's sick. He's sick in the head. I'm freaking out because I'm like, ain't no fucking way this dude literally got me. Like we're not even together and he got me. Basically the guy just says like, yeah, I didn't know anything about this. I did not get Airman of the Quarter. Like I'll check with my supervisors, but whole award ceremony thing, like I haven't seen that man in months. Like I work nights. Like I'm on my way to work right now. Like I don't see him. I don't know anything about that. I confront him and he just kind of like says like, I don't have time to talk about this right now, whatever. We don't talk again. He calls me later on and he's like, I have something to tell you. I let it go because I'm like, I know this guy's a liar, and for him to lie about something like that, like, it shows how insecure he is. Like, it's showing how little he thinks about himself to like make up something like this. Walmart is accusing me of stealing a mattress, and I didn't do it. Like, it's a case of mistaken identity. Like, I never stole a mattress from them, etc., etc. I'm like, oh my god, like, your leadership should get involved with that. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, he's got like a lot going on, and I know that this dude's like sick in the fucking head. So clearly he feels some type of way about the fact that he's like actually maybe not doing as well as he thought he was. And you know, he's going through like these things with like being racially profiled. I feel bad. You know what? I'm gonna let this shit go. And plus, like, we're not dating anymore. Kind of working it out before, but now we're definitely not working shit out. But I still care about him. I still love him because like at the end of the day, like, we really didn't have anyone else. I was very isolated. I knew I didn't want to be with him, but I still wanted to be there for him. I still cared about him, and I also kind of need someone to still care about me. He calls me one night and he's like, yo, like, I really, like, I'm freaking out. Like, I'm really, like, I need to talk to you. He says, somebody left a note on base with on it. Oh my god, like, why would they do that? What the, oh my god, like, I'm freaking out because I'm like, oh shit. Like, guess it's because like I just believe that that area had the potential to be racist. He's like, they can't do anything about it because there's no cameras. Like, our cameras aren't working. And I'm like, good god, like, I'm so sorry, you know? He calls me and he's like, somebody just broke into my room. They held me at gunpoint and they wrote all over my wall. They held me at gunpoint and they called me a yada yada yada. And I was like, you're sick. I just felt really sorry for him, and I was just like, I know you're lying, and I don't think I spoke to him again. I kind of told him like, hey, like, leave me alone. I know that you're lying about this. I know that you lied about the whole airman of the quarter thing. Don't know what to believe anymore, and I told you on multiple occasions, like, I can't fuck with liars. I just can't do it anymore. So please leave me alone. So this is not the end of the story. I started dating again. I met this guy, and Ian starts sending me messages about my whereabouts. He's like, I know you're with so-and-so, and I know you're here, and you can't just replace me like that. Like, he was just going off on me, right? It was kind of jarring because there were times where I was not posting about where I was not posting about who I was with, I was not posting about like anything that he would have access to. So I was genuinely scared. I started asking him, I'm like, how the fuck do you know this? He says, I'm just genuinely concerned about your safety. This person from this account is sending me all the information about you, yada yada yada. I keep deleting it because I don't care to see it. Like, I know that you're moved on and I want to move on too. You're fucking lying again, bro. Like, what the fuck? I swear to god, I'm not lying. Show me the proof then. And he sends me a screenshot from this account. It's like the account and his account having a conversation. Literally two people texting the exact same way. So I know that it's his fucking account. I get my command involved because I'm thinking that maybe he has like an air tag on me. I'll block him. We're going to contact his command. They put a no contact order on him. Then a few months later, my roommate tells me like, hey, he's engaged to some new girl. And I'm like, engaged? After just losing his shit on me for dating, he's literally engaged. And I'm saying like few months, baby, it was like 2 months later. Cool. I am bitter. I break no contact and I reach out to him. I'm like, hey, like, congratulations on your engagement. Like, I'm so happy for you. I hope that you don't treat her like how you treated me. He's like, LOL, like, what are you talking about? So-and-so told me that you're engaged. And he was like, LOL, like, that's just my homegirl. Like, we're just friends. That's my best friend. Like, it was just a joke. And I block him again because I know he's not fucking joking. I know it's not a joke. He's a liar. I move on. Like, I actually move on this time. And that was it until December. Start posting on my new Instagram account. And I see, you guys, at him in my stories. I kind of freak out a little bit. Blocked him. Didn't think twice about it. Until I noticed, guess who on my stories? Her. Brings us here where I am now telling the story online. If you saw my previous update, then you'll know that he did reach out via his wife's number. Nothing else happened. Nothing came of it. He never said anything for real. He just said, is this Antigone? And that was it. The moral of this story is shit like this does not happen in a vacuum. If you're going through something similar, yes, I have also gone through something similar. And yes, you're not crazy if your mental health is completely fucked up and frazzled because somebody will not stop lying to you, taking advantage of you, using you. It's psychological abuse. The fact that you're questioning yourself, you're questioning what you know, you're questioning the truth, that is psychological abuse. You deserve to feel peace. Now that the story's done, please stay a while if you really are into makeup and personal style. My name is Tiggy. Mwah, silly little babes.
Y'all, in honor of story times, I want to tell y'all about a story time of who the heck did I date? The 19-year-old theory edition. Y'all, so backstory to all of this is I started going to one of the community colleges when I was 18 years old, and I was putting God first, and I had just gotten an amazing word. Basically, God was saying that I was going to be married early, yada, 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 this, that, this, and that, this, and that. So, you know, I'm sitting here, like, you know, listening to my gospel playlist every morning before going to school and stuff. And I run into this boy. We're gonna call him Stick Figure because we're gonna keep the story time consistent. So Stick Figure was 2.5 years older than me, and Stick Figure had just got home from playing ball at his previous university, which should have been a red flag for me, because if you just came home from playing ball at your previous university, why are you here? Like, what happened? You feel me? Yeah. And to give y'all the subject matter of the story time of why it's the who the heck did I date, this boy lied about his entire identity, lied about having kids on the way, and I continued to date him for 2.5 years, and we ended up fighting before we really broke up for real. And I mean, like, throwing them like this. You feel me? So yeah, let's get into it. So when I had met Stick Figure, he was 6'2", nothing but muscle, light skin, cute, tatted, you know, like my type, my exact type. And he was smart. Like, when we was in our class, he always used to try to go back and forth with me in the debates, and I was like one of the kids in that used to just stay like speaking up. And my teacher came to my professor, my professor came to me, and she was like, you are just so intelligent, why don't you want to apply yourself? Sometimes I see you just be blending in with the other kids because they don't be caring about their education, but you should. And I'm like, girl, like, how did you tell me I don't care about my education? I got a 102 in your class. Like, what are you talking about? Just because I'm talking, let me talk. This class a little boring. Like, girl, we kick in. Like, let us kick in. Like, hello? But anyway, so to me, he was the only boy that could keep up with me in the classroom. So I just, like, yeah, I was just in love. I was in love. I was smitten with him. I'm not going to lie. And so he started telling me about how he was salutatorian and XYZ, blah, 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 you know, Capricorns. And yeah, so from there, we started, like, low-key flirting with each other. Like, we was just flirting. Like, when I would be leaving my classroom, he would try to walk me to my class. We would see him, like, walking around in the building. Like, he kept on keeping tabs on me a little bit, like, low-key, until I finally pulled him. You know, I pulled him. I always pull him. So boom, I pull him. Right now, as soon as I pulled him, I start realizing that he low-key like a little bit obsessive. So I had him on Snapchat. He would always constantly text me, badger me until he got my phone number. Then when he got my phone number, he'd stay calling me. Ooh. And you know, at the time, at the college I was at, baby, everywhere I go, like, regardless of like how people view me or how they think I look or whatever they got against me, I get the niggas. Like, I love them, they love me, you know? So I was on the dance team, the basketball team, locked in, ain't no switching up. I was talking to one of the boys on the basketball team. I was talking to somebody else, and I had a whole little roster going on. And I was new. I was like literally 18, so I had a whole little roster going on, but you know, I wasn't doing too much because I was still going to church every Tuesday, every Sunday, like, keeping my eyes focused on God. Wasn't nobody getting the nookie until I got the ring. Like, you know, I was doing what I was supposed to do. And so, like, he would get, like, really possessive. Like, I remember one time the boy I was talking to, he had his scarf around my head, me and him goofing off in the other campus building. And I didn't even see him coming, but he, like, literally spazzed out on me in the staircase because I was playing with the boy. But I'm like, I'm single. Like, I could do whatever I want to do. If I want to talk to him, I could talk to him. Like, make me your girlfriend, and then maybe we could talk. Like, you know? And so I wasn't viewing none of that really too much as a red flag. In my mind, I was delusional and still, like, drawn to, like, toxic behavior. So I'm just like, oh, like, he just really liked me on my body, No. So I ended up becoming friends with this girl named Wopster. We would call her Wop because we used to call each other that. So I ended up becoming friends with this girl named Wopster. Wop was telling me about the boy, Stick Figure. She was like, I know him from somewhere. Like, I think he got a girlfriend or like a baby mama. Like, I know him from somewhere. Like, I think one of my friends, like, date him. And so I'm like, for real? I'm like, let me go ask. So we ask him. He like, no, I got a twin. He said, no, I got a twin. I could show you pictures of him and everything. Like, I got this amount of siblings. My mama had passed away. He said my mama had passed away, so I live with my foster mama, and she be taking care of, like, all of my brothers and sisters. She kept us all together, and I got a twin brother. My twin brother stayed with my daddy in Indiana. This is what he telling us. And so he tell us, like, my name's Stick Figure, and my twin name is Miami. We could say the twin name because that's what he named. Like, how would your parents name? I'm like, you know, we in the trenches. Like, you know what? People parents just do anything. I don't know what kind of mama you had, but, you know, cool. Weird flex, but okay. And when I tell y'all he was committed to this storyline, like, he would change outfits on purpose. Like, some days Stick Figure would come to school dressed up like a button up and stuff like that, and then he would, like, 2 hours later, like, he'll come back, but he'll make it seem like he was still in the school and that like his twin was coming up there and his twin would have on a completely different outfit. So it's like, you committed to lying. That should have been another red flag for me. I'm telling you, I'm 18 years old. I'm 18 years old. So, yeah, like he was switching fits. So I'm like, okay, he got a twin. Like, okay, let's see which one I like better. I might like Miami a little bit better than Stick Figure. Let's see. So yeah. So boom. I ended up finding out. So I ended up going to Stick Figure house. Man, Stick Figure lived like 5 minutes away from the school I went to. I just found that out. And so I'm thinking like this lady is his foster mama, like, cause this is what he told me, like this is his foster mama. But I'm still trying to figure out why she calling him son and woo woo, like all this, all that. I took the lady to go get her car and everything. His mama's still cool to this day, cause that was his real mama, not his foster mama. But yeah, like I'm still trying to figure out like, okay, maybe they just got that type of relationship. But I mean, like if my mama had passed away, I wouldn't want no foster lady who my auntie it took us in calling me son. Like I'm not your son, I'm your nephew. You just like, yeah, like. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so I'm sitting there chilling. And yeah, the red flag for me was she kept calling him son and X, Y, and Z. And then I didn't see, like, I don't know, like, it was just throwing me off. And so I'm like, when I'm going to meet your twin? Like, we already met him, like, when he be coming up to the school. But, like, why y'all not ever together? And so he's like, oh, you want me to FaceTime him? Woo, woo. So he really, like, used to pull out his phone, try to FaceTime this number. And then he like, oh, no, he busy. Me and my twin got 2 different lifestyles. My twin be in the streets and stuff like that for real. Like, I chose a different route. I wanted to do my education, whop the bam, this, that. And so I'm getting around his friends now. I meet his friends. And that's how I ended up running into my boy best friend, Spider. But I meet his friends, and his friends keeping up the lie with him. Like they wasn't trying to. You could tell, like, the homies was looking like, I don't know what type of elaborate lie he told them, but they was looking like, okay, like, I guess, like, the twin, ooh. So my best friend at the time, like, he sat-eyeing him, like, you know, like, okay, nigga, but they all just kept up this lie, this very intricate, extravagant lie. So I'm about to tell y'all how I found out. Part 2. So me and him end up getting really close. Like, I'm going over his house, like, dang near stand to like 12, 1 in the morning. We binge watching movie series and all types of stuff. And I end up peeping this girl that he was always with. I'm gonna call her Lily. He was always with Lily because Lily used to date his main squeeze, his best friend, like his brother for real. We gonna call him Maurice. So Lily used to date Maurice. Andrew, when me and Lily met, Lily didn't pay too much attention to me, but I paid so much attention to Lily because at first I thought Lily liked Stick Figure, but I also thought Lily was like a little rude, but it's not Lily. Lily was never rude. Lily actually is cool. She's like real. Like, she one of the realest girls like I ever like ran into at that time in my life, for real, because she the one who told me the truth. But anyway, so I used to always be side-eyeing Lily, and yeah, so me and him ended up getting really cool, right? And then one day in the random December, I went to go see Alexander Hamilton with my sister and my old principal. And I was texting him, like, because he was basically telling me, like, Hamilton was his favorite play. Like, we used to, like, have real, like, full-blown discussions. Like, when I'm telling y'all, I used to think this man was so smart. He just had, like, a rough going, and, like, he was in a rough patch. Like, I really just thought he was a diamond in the rough for real, because that's the story that he painted to me. So I'm texting him, like, oh, my God, like, this play is so good, woo-woo. Like, this play decent. I see why y'all like it, this and the third. Like, we could go together probably for, like, a date or something, like, in the future, and, like, sing the soundtrack or whatever, like, you know, chilling. Y'all know this boy never texts me back. Man, I used to be at his house kicking it. Like, I used to make sure he was up at school, checking him when he wasn't on his stuff. Like, dang near, like, we was, like, dang near getting like this. Really. So out of nowhere, he ghosted me. And so I'm like, is you cool? And when I started going back to, like, my classes, you know, as college, your semesters change. So eventually we got out of our speech class that we had together, because that was like fall semester, and then we ended up going into like spring. So I didn't have no classes with him, but I was irritated because it's like, you just ghosted me for what? And I never seen him around the school, never seen him around the campus, like never seen him ever again after that, really, like not too much. So I'm irritated, like, what? Like, what's going on? So imagine my best friend at the time, my boy best friend was talking to my girl best friend. So my boy best friend would keep calling me. My boy best friend was his homie. My boy best friend would keep calling me trying to get info about my girl best friend, because my girl best friend ghosted him too. But I'm not saying too much because that's my girl bestie. And at the time, my boy best friend was just my just stick figure homeboy to me. Like, he wasn't like nobody for real. So I'm like, I'm not giving you no intel on my girl. I told you already, like, my girl, she that girl. Like, she don't want to talk to you. She don't want to talk to you. Like, I don't know, like, can't help you. So after that, me and my boy best friend, we stopped talking to each other for real, because we really wasn't too much to talk about. Cool. So let me tell y'all how I found out. I'm going on the rant, but I'm trying to get y'all the context. So one day, I'm walking into, like, the main building where the cafeteria is, the dance studio, like, basically the fun building. That's basically the fun building. The college campus fun building. That's the kick it spot where everybody go. I'm walking in there, and I'm just sitting here still talking to my friends about it, because I'm low-key irritated. Like, you ain't never just ghosted me. Like, you was on my body for this long, like, blowing down my phone. I actually like you. Now you ghosted me? Like, who is you feeling like? Like, I'm irritated. I'm a little irritated. Like, you made me delete my roster. Like, I'm scared. I'm dang scared to let them look. I'm scared. Like, if you got me walking around here scared, like, and you just ghost me, like, what's going on? Like, is you cool? So I'm talking to my friends about it, right? We walking into the cafeteria. Lily just happened to be sitting at the table with her crew, right? So Lily look at me, she say, ain't you the girl that used to deal with stick figure? I started laughing. I said, yeah, girl, I didn't think you knew my name, because we ain't never really talked for real. She said, no, I used to see you, but I wasn't trying to, feel me, get in the mix. But, I used to deal with his best friend, Maurice. I said, oh, so you the one who was messing with Maurice? She said, yeah, girl, and they both some liars. Why did I find out Maurice's real name is not this, is this? I said, how you find that out? She said, girl, I was at his house and I started going through his stuff. I went and found that birth certificate, and baby, that's not even his real name. Why did you lie to me about your name? I said, I'm sorry to hear that. That's weird to me. Like, why is you lying about your name? I said, yeah, and then I started telling her, like, and then stick figure, he decided to ghost me. Like, he ghosted me, and I'm like just trying to, like, he overly weird. Like, I don't know, he overly weird. She said, did he ever tell you he had a twin? I said, yeah. She said, he's a liar. He don't have no twin. Did you know he had 2 kids? When did he have the 2 kids? Oh, baby, she's like, oh, baby, the baby mamas just gave birth. And let me tell you, it's so messy because it's 2 different baby mamas. What? She said they both got pregnant around the same time, had the kids around the same time, literally, kid you not, 2 days apart. I said, when did they give birth? Baby, she gave the exact day he ghosted me. The exact day he ghosted me was the day one of the girls gave birth, and the other girl gave birth 2 days after that. She said, yeah, and the one who he's still with now, really one of them, she really the sad piece, but she just want to be in the background because she swears she gonna get picked. But the other girl, he really in love with that girl. Like, he really want to be with that girl, but that girl, she be treating him like she really don't want to be with him. Like, she be trying to, but he be playing, so he just be, like, whatever. But I think he trapped her, but the other girl, she's saying the other girl trapped him. It was so messy. And so now I was like, okay. I said, well, now since we uncovering all the lies, did his mama die? She, girl, no. Have you ever seen his mama? I said, I don't know. He's saying the lady that he lived with was his auntie. She said, no, that's his mama, girl. You got to meet all of the siblings. They all kind of look alike, and one of them got her exact face, like his older sister. Like, they all look alike. He a liar. So she just was going in telling me the rest of it. She like, yeah, and he really don't got no money for real. I don't know why he be saying that. And he did get kicked out of school, and the reason why he got kicked out of school, he didn't even play on the football team for real. He wasn't even on their roster. He owed up people money, and so he came back home. He got the girls pregnant, which was also one of the main reasons why he came back home too, because both of them get ready to have his baby. And then I was like, really? And so she was like, she told me his full name. She told me, basically, she gave me the rundown. And this man lied about his entire life from start to finish. Y'all know I was flabbergasted. I was so angry. And eventually he came back around to me in March. And I don't know where I was at. I guess it's because I was going to church and stuff like that. But I kept misconstruing the concept of mercy. God do show mercy, but it's not in a way where you have to grant people that access to play with you all over again. I needed to learn that lesson. And I'm glad the way things played out the way that they did was because I would never be who I am today had none of these niggas dogged me the way that they did, or half of these people played in my face the way that they did. Like, I wouldn't be me. I don't know who I would be. I probably would be somebody completely different, but I like who I am now. You feel me? So anyway, let's get off the soapbox and get back into the story. So me and him was beefing. Then he started lying to the people, talking about I stole his wallet, when really he stole my glasses. Like, he kept all of my stuff. Like, he kept lying to these people, something I stole from him, this, that, this, and that, this, and that, this, and that. All my friends coming up to me, telling me all of the crazy stories he telling. I'm like, what you doing all of this for? Like, you the one who ghosted me. Like, how you acting like I'm your op? Like, you played in my face. Like, you played in my face. You think I should be lying on you? Like, you just lied about your whole life and some more stuff. Like, is you cool? Like, you got split personalities or something? Like, what's going on? You mental? Like, is you cool? So anyway, y'all, yeah, so he telling all these lies and he not at the school. Like, I can't confront him. I can't find him nowhere to, like, really get in his stuff and, like, treat him for real. So I'm like, you know what, whatever. I made my Twitter account. He ended up finding my Twitter and he sent me a video of me and him riding around. I told you me and him was like this, riding around, and we seen a young boy together. And he like, if you see this girl, tell her I miss her. And so I'm thinking like, like, maybe he just thought I was intimidating, or maybe because of the way, like, I know how, like, the lifestyle that I come from, because, like, my parents is, like, middle class, or, like, my daddy used to always give us, like, princess treatment, or my mama, like, my parents are supportive when they want to be, or just because of, like, how I am, that maybe he was just intimidated or felt like he needed to lie. Like, but who am I to be lying to? Like, I don't have my stuff together. Like, I be struggling, nickel and diming. Like, I don't know, but, yeah, I need to ask him, like, maybe I should just hear him out and, like, see where he's coming from and why he decided to do that. And so we ended up getting on the phone. I said, yeah, you know, I know the whole thing. I know the truth about everything, right? He's like, what you mean? I said, don't even say what you mean. Come clean or I'm going to hang up. And so he started telling me everything that I already knew. And I'm like, yeah, so why you lie? Like, you know, you didn't have to lie. Like, you could have told me everything about yourself. He's like, well, I just thought maybe you wouldn't have wanted to talk to me and X, Y, and Z. I said, well, you should have let that have been, like, my decision. Like, you should let that been up to me. Like, you didn't have to lie. Like, I needed to know, like, the pretenses of everything that you was going through and everything you had happening. But yeah, part 3, because we're going to continue, because it gets worse. He lied about everything, but I have to continue the story out because it gets out of hand. Part 3, who the heck did I date? So after me and him talk everything out, and he basically tell me, like, how he was feeling, he pulled on my, like, empathy string. So I like, you know what, maybe we could be friends. Like, you can come to church with me, you know, like, you know, get your self-esteem up. God gonna do whatever he need to do for you, and woo woo, you know. Because yeah, I thought that was me being like a woman of God. But when I had prayed and asked God about him, God gave me a nightmare about the boy, and God told me to wait. And I thought God meant wait as in, like, if I wait, he gonna end up being the man that I need him to be. But that's not what God meant. God meant skip him, wait on your man. Wait on your man. I was misunderstanding what the Lord was saying. And so because of that, I ended up going through stuff. But God always kept me. Like, no matter what I went through, God kept me. So, boom. I ended up meeting his babies. Love the babies down. Love the babies down. The babies ended up becoming my stepkids for one period of time. Like, I think his youngest baby, like, she was very standoffish with everybody, but she would always come to me. One thing about it, my baby was gonna come to me. She was gonna get in my arms. Like, I'm telling you, I'm feeding the kids bottles. I'm bringing the kids snacks. Like, I'm trying to plan the outings, making sure, even when he was getting into it with his baby mamas, making sure that he was still present for the kids, doing for both of them, not just one, having favoritism toward just one kid. I'm still irritated about that because that girl, so anyway, tell the story. Making sure that he was caring for both of them kids, because the baby mamas and the one that he's still with, like, she had this little thing where she just felt like it should have been her the whole time. Like, girl, it's not you though. And you putting the kids in the middle of it because you feel like you need to be the only one is weird to me. Like, you not, the baby don't got nothing to do with it. The baby didn't ask to be here. Like, is you cool? Like, girl. Anyway, so at this point, I'm playing stepmama and some more stuff, y'all. I'm telling this boy I want to be just his friend, but I think I still kind of sort of liked him. So at some point in time, like, me and him actually ended up, like, becoming, like, a thing. Like, I don't know when it happened, but we ended up becoming a thing. And I ended up putting my friend on with his main squeeze. And, like, we used to do, like, the double dates, the outings. I used to go to his football games. Like, I used to just be, like, be there. You feel me? So I ended up becoming his girlfriend. And I don't even want to talk about the stuff that happened to me in 2019 with me and him, because one of my experiences was so traumatic, and a lot of people wouldn't understand it, because I guess it's just because of my neurotypicalness, but I think it just shaped something in me that probably I could have done without, but because I went through it, I mean, I guess it made me a little stronger. But Yeah, so as I continued to date him, it like progressively got worse. Like he continued to devalue me. I ended up finding out like he was still talking to the baby mamas. Me and the baby mamas kept getting into it with each other. Like we kept like stalking each other pages, sending out slick shots over social media, like really getting into it about this boy for real. And at one point in time, one of the other baby mamas of my favorite baby, even though I'm not supposed to have favorites, but my favorite baby, like my little baby, that's because she just was like my baby for real. My little one, both of actually, I don't even want to say I got favorites because I like both of them. Like both of them was my babies for real. She was just the only one that would be around as like more than the other little baby, if that makes sense. But one of those baby mamas, she ended up like completely leaving him alone, like cutting him off and some more stuff. So me and her wasn't getting into it as much. The other one though, the one that he's still with, me and her used to butt heads so bad. And I'm like, girl, like the only reason why I'm not like pulling up and putting BTA is just because of the fact that I love your child and I have to be around your child, and I don't want you to think that just because I don't like you, meaning I'm gonna take it out on your baby, because I never do that. I love the father of your child, and I love your child like equally. Like that's my girl. If you need me to come to a parent teacher conference, I will, and knuckle up with whoever. You feel me? That's my baby. So why would I fight you, even though I want to? You know, because do you need that? I feel like you do. Boom. So he was gassing it though, because he kept telling this girl he wanted his family X, Y, and Z, but still trying to control me, still trying to like make it seem like I'm his girlfriend and this, that, and the third, while calling me out of my name, getting mad at me, accusing me of stuff that he whole time was doing. Like it was just a mess, y'all. Like it was a mess. It was a mess. I used to be sitting in the car like this, making these same videos, crying my eyeballs out. He would be gaslighting me. Every time I used to go outside with my cousins that lived in the suburbs, he would find a way to go cheat on me, and then come back and be like, oh, it's because you went outside. Like I know when you be going outside, you be cheating, so I just be beating you to it. Ooh, like y'all, it was getting crazy. And then when I would try to leave him, like he would always come back around, like try to pull me back in. And like play on my emotions and play on my sympathy or my empathy for that matter, and stuff like that. The only time I felt like our relationship got a little bit better was in 2020, and this was before we fought. Now, imagine, my whole family cut me off because of this boy, y'all. I ended up homeless because of this boy. Homeless. I didn't have no money. My phones got cut off. I think my car got taken, like a whole bunch of stuff. And really, like, the way that everybody did me at this time, I didn't agree with, and I still don't. And I think, like, it's just something that I'm learning to, like, still navigate through on a day-to-day basis, because everybody put me in a messed up deal, and because they couldn't control me, they tried to, like, I don't know, like, I feel like tried to dang near kill me, because the way that I was feeling, like, it was just such a depressive time for me, y'all. Like, I used to contemplate on ending it all at that time. Like, I felt like I didn't have no other options, and I had to keep scrambling. And I felt like, dang, like, these are the same people that said they love me, but they screwing me. Like, why are all of y'all doing me like this? Like, really? But anyway. So, when I became homeless and all of this other stuff, he was, like, pretending that he cared. And it was because I really stood on business and chose him. Like, not, my family didn't give me no ultimatum, but they kept, I feel like they kept manipulating me, because my family couldn't control me. They know that I do what I want to do when I get ready to do it. And that's just how I've been since a child, and it's going to continue to be that way. But they like try to use him as like a pinpoint to try to get me to do whatever it is that they wanted me to do, whether that be paying their bills or listening to the stuff that they telling me, or let them like give me like low blow me and stuff like that, like letting them just do anything to me and then expecting for me to be quiet, which I never have been that way, never will be that way, and never will continue to be that way. And I feel like they was using him as the pinpoint for it. And so I'm like, what? Like, when I be going over his house and I be hanging with his family, his mama think I'm so responsible. His mama trusts me with her car. His mama trusts me with her money. His mama have conversations with me. Like, she know I'm gonna be where I'm supposed to be. Like, she let me be free. She just let me do what I need to do. And then I be chilling. His mama be speaking life into me. Like, you gonna go far. Like, you got a good head on your shoulders. I'm always gonna be rooting for you. Actually, you should leave my son alone and let him figure it out. And then when he come around, maybe take him back. But girl, I ain't take his daddy back, so you shouldn't take him back neither. Don't have no kids. Ooh, like, she really was putting me on game for real. Like, that's my lady, love her down to the ground. So and then when I come home, it's like, I'm all of these things. I'm irresponsible. I'm this. I'm selfish. I'm that. I'm da-da-da-da. Like, I gotta sacrifice my well-being or my life to, like, do for y'all. Like, what is this? Like, you feel me? So I ended up being homeless, y'all. Let's just give you the backstory. I ended up being homeless, and he was just making it seem like we was gonna move together, get a crib together, start like really locking in with each other as a couple. We started booking hotels and like really like talking about our relationship, the highs and lows of our relationship. He started trying to fake give me my flowers, like, you know, one day you are gonna leave me, especially if I don't get you pregnant. Really, that's what he was saying, y'all. Red flags. But one day you gonna leave me, and a lot of people gonna want to latch onto you, but they never will. And just make sure that you always get what you deserve. Like, if you ask for somebody to do something a specific way and they bring you something different, send it back. And I want you to send it back every single time. Like, you don't never move on and find less. Get exactly what it is that you deserve. He kept telling me this. Now, imagine the boy did have a gift. Like, he used to always see stuff in the future, and he used to always have dreams. And y'all, I got to continue telling the story because maybe this is just a vintage session at this point. But he used to always have dreams. And one day he came to me and told me he had a dream that I had a son by him. Like, I was pregnant with a boy, right? This is why it's just so important. Like, keep paying attention. Imagine this is in a pandemic. I'm arguing with my family. I'm homeless. There's too much stuff going on. It's too much happening. I'm stressed. He cheating on me because he feel like, oh, why I can't come outside the house to see him? We in the middle of the pandemic. I'm trying to work. I'm trying to do school. I'm stressing because I'm into it with my whole family. Like, I'm going through stuff. You cheating on me because I'm not coming outside, because I'm not at your beck and call. Imagine I'm buying this boy food. I'm getting him stuff. Like, I'm finding out he sneaked this me to his family. Like, it's too much. It was just too much going on, y'all. Part 4. So, like I said, y'all, this is the pandemic at this time. He came to me and told me he had a dream I had a son, right? Now, what he didn't know was I was so stressed out about the fact that we was arguing. I kept catching him cheating on me. I kept getting into it with the girls like that. I wasn't telling him what I was going through, right? So whenever we did make it outside to see each other, you know, at this time I already had went and started being active with him. So we used to do grown people stuff. Like, yeah, like that's just what we used to do. And yeah, but so I ended up having a dream that I had a boy. I had a son, and my son looked just like him. My son was my pride and joy. My son was my world. Like, my son was my world. And I was sitting next to an angel, and the angel was telling me, like, if this is a life that you choose to live, just like your son is going to be your greatest joy, your son will be your biggest heartbreak. And I started like watching my son life. Like, my son started getting in and out of jail. My son was treating his girlfriend terribly, and I raised my baby to be my pride and joy. Like, I raised my son to like do right by the world. Like, my son was raised in love, like, from me. His daddy wasn't like, his stick figure was just like being stick figure still, and I had a tough time with him. But my son became like the love of, like, my son was just like my love wrapped up in a human being, like, to me. And so I found myself like crying out to God on my knees about my baby boy and some more stuff. Oh, y'all, I'm accidentally rolling down the window. What's going on? And some more stuff. And so anyway, that's the dream I had. I woke up from the dream, and me and the boy kept doing what we was doing because I didn't pay the angel no mind. And the angel literally told me, like, if you keep doing what you're doing with this boy, you're going to end up having a son, literally. So I'm like, you know what? Like, I don't care. Like, you know, I'm not listening. At this point, I'm far gone from God. I'm not really listening. I'm taking the warnings and dreams with a grain of salt. Then my sister come in, and my sister texted him, and she gave him a word saying, like, the Lord is telling you, like, he will never allow her to bear a child by you because of the way that you treat her. And you will never be able to bear a son by her through her bloodline and through her lineage, because you don't deserve any of the blessings that will come through her or come through the baby. And like, basically everything that the angel said to me in the dream was saying, like, if I kept going, that's what was going to happen to me. She said that, but she also said God, at the same time, God was blocking it because of the way he was treating me, y'all. So this is important because I have to tell y'all something next. So we kept doing what we was doing. He kept cheating. I'm stressed. He comes to me, he tells me this dream. I didn't tell him nothing. And so around like March-ish, April, because it happened to me twice. In December, I miscarried. And then in March, April-ish, I knew I was miscarrying for sure. My face ended up getting a lot more round, and my nose was getting bigger. I was like really, really dewy. And when I was coming around like his family and stuff like that, they kept asking me, like, you pregnant? Like, you pregnant? You pregnant? Now, imagine they never asked me this before. They never asked me these questions. You pregnant? You pregnant? You pregnant? She pregnant. Look at her face. Like, she pregnant. She don't know she pregnant. She pregnant. And I wasn't listening to them. I didn't know what those symptoms felt like. I didn't know what none of that stuff, like, I don't know. Like, to me, yeah, but I wasn't getting my periods or nothing. And so he had called me one day on FaceTime, and he like looking at my face. And mind you, he's very discerning. He like, you pregnant? I'm like, no. Why do everybody keep asking me that? But I didn't go take a pregnancy test. And I was going through it. My periods wasn't coming. Like, I just was thinking like I was just under a bunch of stress. And so out of nowhere, like, I had got really, really sick. I had like a really bad fever. I ended up going to the hospital. I think they said like I had the flu or something like that. And I ended up using the washroom, and this is when my period came, what I thought was my period. But I've never had a bad period like that period ever in my life. Like, when I tell y'all, it was like big, like really big clumps of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Mother Nature, like, coming from me. I had really bad cramps. I couldn't do nothing but lay on the floor. I'm crying. I'm telling my mama, like, oh my God, like, is God finna kill me? God hate me, like, he finna kill me because I'm not doing right. I'm not doing right. Whole time I was having a miscarriage. And I was miscarrying. I feel this deep down to my soul to this day, like I was miscarrying my boy. But I never went and found out what gender the baby was. I didn't find out how far along I was and nothing. I just know I was having a miscarriage. So yeah. And I never told him that. And then after that, that's when I had ended up like getting put out. And I was homeless, and I ended up moving to Georgia. But before I moved to Georgia, me and him fought. So boom, check. I'm homeless, don't got nowhere to go, working at FedEx, working at Amazon, trying to get me some money. Me and him trying to bust these little money moves or whatever to see if we can get our crib, do whatever we finna do, blah, 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 blah. 4th of July come around. He dropped me off at my cousin's house saying he's gonna come get me later on so we could go watch the fireworks and some more stuff. He ends up not coming to get me, and I end up, his baby mama end up subbing me on her social media, her Snapchat, and I end up finding out that he was with the baby mama the whole day. So I finally get like mad. Like, I had enough. Like, I was just going through it. Like, I was just going through entirely too much. Like, you don't even understand what you're putting me through. So now I'm finna show you, like, I'm not super sweet or green like you think I am. I really do get like that. So I ended up bleaching all his clothes, pulling up, putting his stuff, throwing all his clothes out all over the street, and we were like yelling, and waiting for like one of his baby mamas to pop out. Like, for real. Like, at this point, I think I'm done. I think I'm gonna leave you. So let me go ahead and fight them. But yeah. And so me and him ended up getting into it about that. And then around August, so this was July, then around August, I come to his house again. He like, yeah, just come stay with me. You can come stay with me. Don't move. Don't go out of state. Don't move. You come stay with me. We could get a crib. So I try. I get to his house. I'm sitting there. He lied to me. He tell me he going to the studio with Maurice and them. Why are you going to the studio? You're a liar. He lied to tell me he going to the studio. Just sit there, chill, watch TV, go to bed. He gonna come home when he come home. Something in me just didn't believe it. So, I'm sitting in his house. I take a nap. I wake up. Maurice coming down the stairs. I'm expecting for Stick Figure to be with him. Maurice come down the stairs. He say, Stick Figure not here? I say, what you mean? Stick Figure supposed to be with you. He like, oh, you right. I just left. I thought he had came down here to check on you because he said he was coming down here to check on you. We finna pop back out. First lie he told. Last lie he ever told. So he leave back out, right? And so I'm like, all right, cool. He just lied to me after we just had this whole discussion. Like, we basically had a come to Jesus moment. We supposed to be like this. You lied to me again. Cool. He come back down the stairs. He said, and he did come home until like maybe 4 in the morning. It was like 4 or 6 o'clock in the morning. It was approaching dawn. The sun was coming up. And so as soon as he came downstairs, I said, yeah, like, this what you doing? Like, this what we doing? I told her I'm leaving her. Woo, woo. I just went over her house. Like, just tell her I'm leaving her. Da, 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 da. The baby mama. I said, what? So you have to spend 8 hours at this lady crib to tell her that you leaving her. You don't want nothing to do with her. And woo after them. Yeah. I said, yeah. I had enough. I think I'm done. He like, what? I say, I think I'm done. Like, I can't keep doing this. You telling me I'm pushing you into her arms, but really it's you that want to be there, and you trying to. I'm done. I can't. This is too much. So I get up. I start trying to pack my stuff. He talking about, you done. And I'm like, yeah, like, I'm finna grab my stuff and go. And I may be like missing a piece because when I had left his house, I ended up going straight to my cousin's house. So maybe I'm missing the story. But when I finally decided to leave him alone, more of the story is it was after that night he came in early in the morning and lied to me about where he was at. And then me and him had words again. And I was just like, you know what? I'm cool. Like, I already got to move. I'm finna go figure out what I need to do, but I need to be away from you. I need to be away from you. I can't be here and be with you and be around. I can't do it. So I started trying to pack my stuff. He hid most of my clothes. So I could find most of my clothes. I could find none of my stuff. And so he like, you leave it. Woo. So I ended up being able to hurry up, grab one of my bags. So I'm grabbing one of my bags. And he ended up grabbing me by my arm. And he started dragging me. Like, he dragging me towards the stairs. He threw me up the stairs, y'all. This man threw me up the stairs. I landed on my back. Boom. And I don't know, like, after that, something in me just did this. Because you already cheating on me. You calling me B words. You making me cry. Every time a man is talking to me, you start pinching me. You punching me in my legs. Like, you steady playing. Like, you steady playing. Something in me just did this. I snapped. And y'all, I flew back down the stairs and started bow, straight. Boom, boom, boom. Haymakers, hitting them. Didn't I tell you, don't put your hands on me? Boom, 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 boom. We in it. Bow. You feel me? Part 5. Final part 2. Who the heck did I date? Chicago love story. So, me and him fight. My cousins and them overly want his head. They own that with him. I'm trying to calm everybody down, even myself, because I'm mad. And I ended up moving to Georgia. And so I ended up moving to Georgia, and I ended up meeting this man, this amazing man at the time. And maybe we could do a story time about him one day, but we don't really need to. He kind of broke my heart in a different way, because it was like, I thought that, I don't know why I put the S on his chest. Not saying that he was supposed to save me, but like I feel like he understood me in ways that nobody else could. But I ended up meeting him, and yeah, like, we ended up getting along well. He started educating me or making me feel confident in my worth again. Like, making me understand that I'm not crazy. Like, I'm just feeling like I'm not too hard to love. Like, it's going to be somebody out there that really do love me or want to care for me and stuff like that. But he was like a listening ear. He was my friend, but I ended up growing like to have feelings for him or whatever. So, yeah, but that's a whole nother story and stuff, y'all. We didn't work out. Yeah, but Stick Figure kept calling me, asking me to come back home, saying he got a crib for us, and we walked the band, He was lying. Whole time he ended up moving in with the baby mama, and then him and the baby mama been together ever since. And that is really just the moral of the story. So that theory about when you approaching 19 or when you right at 19, you meet one of the worst men in your life, man, I stand as I don't know what this is, but hopefully that's not nothing, right? But a true testament to, yes, that happens. And yeah, so I moved on. I still went on to be in situations where I got cheated on, played with, done dirty, dogged out, put through the ringer and some more stuff. But I really want to tell y'all, like, to this day, like, it really just made me who I am. Like, it just made me who I am now. Like, what do I like? What do I not like? What do I know if somebody lied to me? If they lied to me, what am I going to do about it? Do I still feel sorry for them? I keep running into the men that keep wanting to do the same thing that the original man did. So what work do I need to do in me that would see it coming and just decide to do this? Because I know what I know, and I know when I know it. God talks to me in dreams. My ancestors, like, God been keeping me. Like, he been keeping me, his grace and mercy. So for how long am I going to continue to put myself through the same stuff? What's in me that keep allowing me to choose these people? What's in me that keep allowing myself to, like, go through these things? Because I'm seeing the men that I want. I'm seeing the intelligent men that really do got money in their pockets, that's really honest, that really, like, know what they doing. I'm seeing these men. I'm seeing these men that really do love a woman down to the ground, love her down, and might love me down. Like, I'm seeing that these men exist out here. So why what are we doing? You know, like, what are we doing? And so I went on to, like, still have a terrible picker, as David would say. I still went on to have a terrible picker, but I'm working on it now. That is just a time that I dated a Chicago man, and the Chicago man wasn't, you know, feel me, like, won everything. And that was, like, one of my biggest heartbreaks, and probably one of the reasons why I be looking at people like this. But then the second boy that I met after him was even a bigger heartbreak, because I expected for us to be, like, so different. And at the end, he just drilled it to me. Like, he made me feel like, yeah, like, don't nobody really do genuinely care about you for real, even though I made you feel like that at first. And so, yeah. So now I'm in the mentality of where it's like, okay, fine. Don't none of y'all mess with me like how y'all say y'all do, but guess who does mess with me? Me. I like me. Actually, I love me. Actually, I kind of mess with me. Actually, I got me. Actually, I'm going to defend me. Actually, I'm going to love me. Actually, yeah. Like, actually, yeah. So, that is it. I have more story times to tell. Like, the time where I almost got jumped by like 7 girls in the locker room, and then my friends tried to call me scary, but I really was finna mace all of them. Or the time where my ex-best friend clicked up with all of my ops and really like started discussing me with them, and they tried to fake like that never was the case. Another story time about how I got into a pew out. Another story time about how I got so many stories to tell, y'all. So many stories to tell. So many stories to tell. But yeah, that's it. And if y'all want to hear more, just let me know. Welcome, Soul's Diary. Bye bye. My hair is tea. Hair is tea. Yeah. Bye.
So I've wanted to make a story time about this situation for quite a long time, and I just never have posted about it because, first of all, I'm like, I don't even know if I should be posting this on the internet. That's really the only reason I have. Which, not sure why, because I've never thought twice about posting anything else on the internet before. So, I guess here is what will probably be part 1, because this will probably be a multiple part story. This is part 1 of my own personal who the fuck did I marry situation. Except it's a who the fuck did I involve myself in a 3-year-long situationship with. Okay? I'm telling this story off the dome, and this was a few years ago now, so please bear with me if I'm bouncing around. I'll try to be as straight in my storytelling as possible. Okay, I'll try not to jump around, but I do have that tendency. And I'm telling you right now, this is going to be multiple parts. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. I've already talked for a minute. So, this story begins in 2017, 2018. I was a sophomore in college. Yeah, I was a sophomore in college. And I was looking for a job. And my local American Eagle was hiring. So I get an interview and I get all dressed up, I get all cutesy. I wear my one American Eagle outfit that I own because even though I want to work at American Eagle, I am too poor to shop at American Eagle. And that's partially why I wanted to work at American Eagle, obviously. So I go to my interview and I walk in, and I think it was as I was leaving. It was either as I was leaving or as I was getting there. I walk in and I see this man who's working at the American Eagle. And I see him and I'm like, I want that man. I was like, that's my man and I'm gonna get him, okay? That was my thought. So I, have the interview, I get hired at American Eagle. So now I'm an American Eagle employee. I start working at the American Eagle and I have the biggest crush on this man ever. I just literally think he's the hottest man I've ever seen in my life. Was he? Probably not. I worked there for a few months and I was only hired as a seasonal, so I wasn't there for that long. I was there for Black Friday and shit. And then there's this one night that I finally, I remember I was out with my friends and I finally worked up the courage to send this man a snap or add him on Snap. I think I just needed the courage to add him on Snap first. And then I tried to start talking to him, whatever. So we eventually do start talking, okay? And I'm I think this man is the finest man I've ever seen in my life. I was literally obsessed with him. And then we were talking for a couple months and my friends met him. And all my friends were like, girl, and I was like, I know. Oh, fuck. I wish I could have gone back and told her to run. Girl, just run away. We're talking for 6 months or so, and it's getting to the point where we're hanging out all the time, we're talking all the time. We're doing the situationship thing. And it's probably month 6 or 7. And I start to genuinely feel like I love this man. I'm not even kidding. That is not a joke. I seriously have feelings for this person. And we're just still doing the situationship thing. So I'm still waiting around, just like waiting for like the hey, so like what are we doing? You know, I'm just waiting around, and I'm waiting. Eventually, I think it was around like that October, we like stopped talking. And then I obviously had probably the biggest crash out of all time. At some point, we start talking again. Okay, yes. See, it's coming back to me. If you recall, I was only hired at American Eagle as a seasonal employee. Right, important detail. So I'm hired at American. Also, don't comment on the order which I'm doing my skincare. I'm really just fucking around. So I was hired seasonally at American Eagle. And so then, I don't remember if it was like during the fall or if it was during the summer, but I was like, okay, well, obviously I need another job because mama's got to pay the bills, okay? And so I start like looking around, and I applied at like a few different places, and one of the places I applied to was TJ Maxx. Okay, honestly, I could do a whole other story time of my experience at TJ Maxx, because that was probably the worst job I've ever had. So I get a job at TJ Maxx. I start working there. And then somehow this man comes up. Sorry, I don't know what Duke is doing. This man comes up to one of the girls working, and she's like, that's my friend. And I was like, oh my God, we like literally used to talk. Like, whatever, okay. And sorry, I need to see what he's doing. Glad I went out there. Duke was just like scaling the wall, trying to get to a piece of pizza on the counter. So, she's like, oh my God, I'm friends with him. I feel like I need to give him a name. He was a J name. Beware of J names. Let's call him John. No, I don't want to call him John. How about how about Jared? Okay, Jared is the closest I'm gonna get without, yeah, okay. So she's like, I'm friends with Jared. And I was like, no way, I used to talk to Jared. And yeah, whatever. So we were like freshly done talking too, I think, when I started working there. And so I was like spilling the tea with the girls in the back room. I was like, because they were asking me like if I had a boyfriend or anything, and I was like, no, but I just like was talking to this guy, whatever. I'm spilling the whole tea. I'm spilling the tea to everyone. Then I learn that this man, Jared, is coming to get a job at my local TJ Maxx. So, oh my God, I literally forget that this was like part of it. This literally like extended the situationship. If I had never worked at TJ Maxx, none of this may have ever happened. So we're just gonna say that this was TJ Maxx's fault, okay? He starts working at the TJ Maxx, okay? And then obviously I was telling the girls about this man that I used to talk to, and I was like, oh, by the way, like he's working here now, right? So then we eventually, because I was messy and I still liked this man, I obviously wanted to start talking to him again. So we start like talking and hanging out again as we're both now working at the TJ Maxx, okay? And everyone finds out that we're talking, and it is the fucking talk of the town, mama. The old ladies who work in the back room, the 65-year-old women who work at TJ Maxx, and the high schoolers who work at TJ Maxx, they could not get enough of this situation. And it was truly so annoying. Like, to walk into work and you know that everyone is fucking talking about you. Oh, mama, those bitches can rot. And if any of you see this now, you guys made it so shitty for us. Like, that was so shitty. I hated that. One time, my boss literally called me into the office and was like, so are you okay? Like, they were definitely, like, doing a check-in, and I literally almost started crying. That's what y'all bitches did to me, okay? This is the end of part one. Not much has happened yet. We're laying the groundwork, but I'm out of time, so come back for part. So, at this point, okay, sorry. Part two of who the fuck did I have a situationship with? At this point in the story, it's about, I want to say, like, spring of, like, 2018. Okay, like, wait. spring of 2018? Maybe 2019. No, 2019 was my senior year. This would have been my junior year. Yes, this was still my junior year. So, spring of 2019. Okay. And we're kind of like talking, we're hanging out, we're kind of like doing the thing again. Ha ha ha, he he he. Whatever. At a certain point, we like stopped talking again. And he tells me that it's because he's like not ready for a relationship. Cool, fine, whatever. I don't remember how I found out this inkling or how I had this inkling. I think he had like posted something inconspicuous. But I was feeling the vibe, okay? I was seeing what was going on. I was reading in between the lines, okay? And I build a hunch that this man has a girlfriend. And then now it's April of my junior year of 2018. And I'm turning 21, okay? I'm turning 21, so I'm going out with my friends. We go out for my 21st birthday, and who do I see at the bar sitting on the patio other than Jared? Because he was a senior. He was like 2 years older than me. Well, he was a year older than me in school, but age, he was like 2 years older than me. So I see him, and obviously I go up to him because of who I am as a person at this time. And I was like, oh my God, like, what are you doing here? That's so crazy. So we're like kind of talking. I like give him a hug. I'm already so drunk because we went on a party bus for my 21st birthday. So it was already donezo. It was already donezo from there. So I shouldn't have even been out in public at this point, let alone talking to this person. And then this girl comes up, and I was like, 2 + 2 is 4, and 5 + 5 is 10. That is your girlfriend. So I proceeded to get extraordinarily drunk that night. Partially because it was my 21st birthday, partially because I was sad. Like I said, he was a year older than me. He was a senior. He was graduating. So it's May, June, okay? And he's graduating from college and he's moving to the cities. So I, of course, again, being the thirsty fucking, like, can't get over this man having ass bitch, me, myself, I obviously, oh God, like, I wish I could just go back and, like, punch myself in the face, truly. I contact this man. I should not have had this man's phone number anymore. I should have thrown my own phone away and got a new phone and just had to get new contacts because I should not have been allowed access to this man's phone number at this point. I know that he's moving. And we're still kind of like, we're not like talking anymore, but it wasn't on like a bad terms. It should have been on bad terms because I should have been pissed the fuck off, but I wasn't. I contact him and I'm like, oh my God, like, do you want to hang out before you leave? Like, do you want, like, oh my God, one last hurrah. Because like, we're friends, obviously. Like, obviously we're friends, right? At this time, the whole time that we'd been talking, he was a huge fucking stoner. He smoked every single time we hung out. I did not smoke at the time, so I would always just like sit there and like twiddle my thumbs, tee hee ha ha, while he sat and smoked. By this point in the story, I did start smoking. Okay, I had started smoking weed. So I invite him over to smoke. So he comes over to my house. He comes over to my home that I live in. And at this point, I'm pretty sure he has a girlfriend. I'm pretty fucking sure he has a girlfriend. But I'm not 100% sure because I haven't had an actual, like, physical confirmation. I haven't seen anything to confirm to me. I haven't had the true confirmation. Now, let's just stop right there because I know some people are going to say, girl, that was messy of you. And you're right, like, that was messy of me. I'm not gonna say I'm not at fault in this situation, but I was so down bad for this motherfucker. I would, like, in ways that I can't even explain. Like, in ways that I should have been placed in psychiatric care. Like, it was, oh my God, it was terrible. So, I'm not choosing to ignore the fact that I think he could possibly have a girlfriend, but it hasn't been confirmed to me that he actually has a girlfriend. I just know that there's a girl. So he comes over to my house. We're having our little hoorah, like, goodbye smoke sesh. And I notice on his phone, he's texting. I'm like, whatever. And I see, I like remember the girl's name, but I'm not going to put her on blast because listen, she is the victim in the situation. But I see the girl's name with a heart next to it, a red heart. And I was like, oh, so you're like over here at my house right now, but yeah, right. We smoke, whatever, hang out for a little while, and then it comes time for him to leave. So I walk outside with him because I'm like, okay, well, I'll say bye, like whatever, because my friend was also there. So I walk out to say goodbye to him. When I tell you, this was the weirdest goodbye of all time. Genuinely, it was like, I was like, are we like about to kiss right now? And I was like, you were just texting girl name red heart emoji 2 seconds ago. Why are you looking at me like this? Why are you this close? No, back away. At least 6 fucking feet away from me. He should have been 5,000 feet away from me. He should never have been in my house. We say goodbye. I literally go back inside to my roommate and I was like, that was the weirdest fucking goodbye of all time. Like, it felt very much like this is unfinished business kind of vibes. Like, it was so weird. It was so fucking weird. And he was playing in my fucking face. He was playing in my motherfucking face. God, I hate him. The summer goes on. I, at this point, kind of know that he had, like, basically has a girlfriend because of the text messages that I saw from his phone. The red heart emoji. Okay. So we're not talking anymore. He moves away. But periodically throughout the summer, he's sliding up on my stories. He'll, like, message me every once in a while. You know, he's playing the fucking game. He's playing the game. He said it's time to play the game. And I didn't want to play the game, but trust and believe, the story's not over, and it should have been. I then go into my senior year of college. It is now, I guess that would have been 2019, because my senior year was fall of 2019. Yeah, this is my senior year of college. He's moved away to the cities. He's a couple hours away. So at this point, I'm obviously now 21 years old, so I can legally go out to the bars in my town. So before I get to this part, we're just going to stop right now because I'm almost out of time. But there's more coming. Unfortunately, there's more coming. Part 3 of who the fuck did I get myself involved in a 3-year-long situationship entanglement with? Okay. Action. It's my senior year of college. And I start going out to the bars. A lot. Okay? Listen, okay, I can't help it. I am who I am, and that's just what it is. I'm going out to the bars. I move into this house that's in the downtown area. And me and one other person live there. Me and my friend Lily. We live in this house. I go out. It was probably like for homecoming or something. It was in the fall. And I get contacted by this man, by Jared. Who else would it be? Who else do you think it would be? Jared hits me up and is like, oh my god, I'm coming to well, I guess I could say that. I'm coming to Mankato this weekend. And I'm like, oh my god, crazy. And my messy ass gives him the time of day. Right. Obviously, I bring up the fact of I think he has a girlfriend, or I think he at least at one point had a girlfriend. I'm trying to figure that out. So we end up meeting up because ironically so, I don't know why the universe did this to me. Ironically so, my house is here on this block and then there's the alley. His friend's house was on the other side of the alley from me. And that's the house he would stay in when he would come visit Mankato that year. So we meet up and he comes to my house. Again, he shouldn't have been there. He shouldn't have been allowed inside. He shouldn't have been allowed in this town anymore. He comes over and I bring up somehow like didn't you have a girlfriend? Like, what's going on with that? This man proceeds to tell me the most elaborate story of all time. He tells me that yes, he did have a girlfriend. And the funny thing about this girlfriend is that she was in a branch of the military. I don't remember what branch. But he had told me that she was away at her training or whatever. She went away for basic. That's what I'm looking for. Basic. And he went to visit her in this state across the country. And he flew out there to visit her. And when he got there, he found out that she had been cheating on him with a guy on her base. And he was supposed to go out there for 10 days and he was only there for 3. They got in a huge fight. He like slept on the couch the whole time that he was there. Like he had to leave early with this whole thing. Very elaborate, thought out ass story. Okay. He'd been sitting on this one for a while. Spoiler alert. This was all a lie. All of this was fake. All of this was a lie. There was so much detail and thought that I was like, there's no way he's lying. Like, someone put me in a box. Someone put me in a straitjacket and cover my mouth, because at this point, I'm no longer allowed to make decisions for myself. I believe this man. I believe him. Because, I don't know. I believed him. To be totally honest, I believed him because I was like, okay, that's a lot of detail. And now, after I've gone through my true crime phase, I know and understand that when someone is adding in extra details that you don't need to know, that they're lying to you, okay? So if someone's adding in too many details to a story, it's because they're trying to make it seem more believable. So I believe him that he claims to no longer have a girlfriend. So I'm like, okay, haha, this is fun, whatever. So he comes to my town, my college town, a couple of times. And we keep doing this. We keep going out. We keep seeing each other. He keeps coming over to my house. We're talking. He brings up, he wants me to come visit him at his place of residence in the cities. This man wants me to get in my car and drive to Minneapolis. He wants me to get in my car and drive 2 hours to Minneapolis, Minnesota, and come stay with him in his house. He wants me to come into his house and stay there. Interesting. Okay. I'm getting heated. So at a certain point, we obviously stop talking again. The communication stops. One day, I remember I'm sitting at my local Caribou Coffee. Okay, there's this Caribou right by campus that I would sit at and do homework sometimes. So I was sitting there, I'm on my laptop, I'm hee-hee-ha-haing, whatever. I get a text from my friend, and she's like, did you see what he posted? And I was like, no. And she goes, I think you should see it. I think you need to look. I go to my Instagram. Okay. I'm scrolling. This is the age of Instagram where everything was still in chronological order. There was no fuck-ass algorithm. So it should have been right at the top. It should have been right there. I'm scrolling. I don't see it. I'm not seeing anything. I go to search his name. He doesn't show up. Little does this man know, I have like 3 Instagram accounts. So I just simply log into one of my other Instagram accounts and I search his name. There he comes. There he is. And I am able to see that he has posted a photo with his girlfriend. The one that he said cheated on him with some man at her military base and that he went out to visit for 10 days and he was only there for 3 and he had to sleep on the couch all the time. That's the one. And he posted pictures of him visiting her. He posted pictures that he went to visit her out there. Oh! And I'm pretty sure it was like a 6-month post. I'm pretty sure it was a 6-month post. Girl, the crash out that ensued for me after I saw this post was biblical. Okay? It was a biblical sized crash out. So basically now, I have confirmation that this motherfucker has been playing in my face the whole time. I should have known that. He's been playing in my face since fucking TJ Maxx, girl. And after a while, I had put together the timeline of, oh, So basically, the last 6 weeks that you've been talking to me, the last 6 to 8 weeks that you've been talking to me, is just the amount of time that your girlfriend's been gone in a different state at basic training because she's in the fucking military. So you, okay. Oh, fucking K. I get it now. I fucking get it now. I'm almost out of time, so we're just gonna jump to the next part. There is more. There is more. It's coming. Part 4 of Who the Fuck Did I Marry? Except I never got married. I just had a situationship with a pathological liar. Okay. So I discovered that this man basically was talking to me the whole time that his girlfriend was away at basic training. And I don't know what to do with this information. If you know me, I am an extremely unconfrontational person. I cannot confront someone to save my goddamn life. I've gotten a little better, but I have always struggled with that. So I sit on this information for a really long time, a lot longer than I should have. I should have told her so much sooner, but we're getting to that. I was scared to tell her, partially because at this point we had like stopped talking again, and I had finally like deleted I think like we had unadded each other on like social media, like on Snapchat and shit, and then I also had like deleted his text thread from my phone. So I no longer had any form of messages with him, like showing tangible proof. Basically, I had no proof. Like, I could have told her anyways without the proof, but I was so scared to, and I was using the fact that I didn't have the proof as like, oh, well, I can't tell her because I don't have proof, but I was really just fucking horrified to do this. I go back and forth on this for months of whether or not I should tell this girl. Also, again, someone's gonna be like, you're a shitty person for that. Sorry, I'm a human. I didn't know what to do. I was also like so like manipulated by this person that, and I'm not saying I'm not at fault. There were 1,001 red flags that I should have noticed, and I should have handled the situation differently, but I didn't. I was a 21-year-old stupid as fuck girl, okay? Oh, I carry this information with me for a really long time, and I go back and forth on whether or not I should tell this girl, or if I should just let it be, because I'm like, well, I don't know these people, whatever. Well, I do know these people, but I didn't know her. There comes a time. I don't remember how much time had passed. It was like a couple months. But I'm out at the bar with my friends. And who do I see other than this motherfucker? I see him at the bar, and I'm feeling ballsy. I'm feeling extremely ballsy. So I go up to him, and I'm like, hey bud, how are you? How are you doing, you motherfucker? And I just straight up ask. I'm like, so are you and your girlfriend still dating? How's that? How's that going? And he goes, we're actually thinking about buying a house. Hey, you're crazy. Why are you looking me in the face and smiling, telling me that, knowing your ass cheated? Like, what's wrong with you? I lose my motherfucking mind. Not to him, but I was like, oh my God, that's so great. And then we finish the conversation, and I go back to my friends. And one thing about me is that when I like experience emotions sometimes, like when I experience like a lot of emotions, like if I'm like really happy or really sad or really angry, I'll cry. I've only cried a couple times in my life, and it's usually only ever been about boys, which is fucking irritating. I go back over to my friends, and I literally just put my friend on my head, I put my head on my friend, and I just start sobbing because I was so fucking mad. I was so mad at that motherfucker. And I was like, not only do you fucking like string me along for like 2 years. For like 2 years we talked on and off. I was so obsessed with this motherfucker. And then you get a girlfriend, and then you have the audacity to block me so you can post about her. And you think I'm not gonna find out any of that shit when all of my motherfucking friends follow you? Oh. Bro, I was so upset. And it was in that moment that I decided, I'm fucking telling this girl. I'm telling, she needs to know. So I start developing a plan, because I'm like, okay, well, again, I don't have proof. I'm like, do I just like tell her? Do I just say it up front? Like, do I just be like, hey girl, literally, hey girl. So there's one day where I'm sitting in my apartment or my house, and this random thought comes across my mind. So for some reason, when I have messages on my computer, on my Mac, sometimes when I delete messages off my phone, the messages don't delete from my computer. Like the iCloud like doesn't back up. I don't know if I don't have it selected to like back up my messages or something. But basically, when I would delete messages from my phone, they would sometimes stay on my computer. I remember this randomly one day because I had deleted all the text messages. I didn't have them anymore. I remember this. I'm like, there is hope. So I open my computer. I search this motherfucker's name in the messages. And lo and behold, there are all of our text messages. These are very incriminating text messages for him. Okay, so I'm like, well, there's my proof. I've had it this whole time. I find this girl on Instagram and I message her. I wish I had the messages still to this day, but I don't. But I basically said, hey girl, just so you know, this has been going on. And he told me that you guys had broken up. But I just want you to know that this happened, and because I would want to know, and anything you want to know, like, let me know. Like, I'm really sorry that I have to be this person. I don't think I heard from her for like a day or two, and then she finally responded, and we went back and forth a little bit, and she was like asking me for details, and I was like, girl, whatever you need to know, I will fucking tell you. So I tell her whatever she needs to know. By the way, she's the nicest person on the planet. She was so fucking sweet. Like, this is the only interaction I ever had with her, and I just know for a fact that that motherfucker doesn't deserve her. I tell her whatever she needs to know, and I was like, please don't hesitate to reach out to me, whatever you need. I'm here for you, girl. I'm here for you. You want to be friends after this? Basically, then he reaches out to me, finally, over Instagram, because he has me blocked on everything else. And he's like, this is a message I really wish I had, because this shit was so funny. I wish I could get this printed out and put on a shirt. He says, everything with you was a mistake. Like, I fucked up like one of the best things I've ever had with her. Like, I never wanted to be with you, blah, 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 blah. I think he thought that I told on him because I wanted to be with him. No, babe. I told on you because you are a sick and twisted motherfucker, okay? And I didn't want to live with this on my conscience anymore. I couldn't fucking do it, and you pissed me off. You pissed me off. You caught me at the wrong motherfucking time, okay? That's why I told on your ass, you fucking weirdo ass Jared. Okay, I have to go to another part. There's only a little bit left, but I'm out of time. All right, final part of Who the Fuck Did I Marry, except it's a 3-year-long situationship with a man who is a pathological liar. Okay, so he sends me this message and is like, we should have never, you were the biggest mistake I've ever made, blah, 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 whatever. Cool, sick, awesome, incredible. I love that so much, thank you. I basically responded and was like, I told her because she had a right to know. She deserved to know that information. And I didn't want to carry this on my conscience anymore because this was literally driving me fucking insane. Yeah, and then he blocked me on Instagram and we have never spoken again. I've seen him twice because you want to know some shit. He moved back here. I still live in the town. I still live in the same town. And this motherfucker moved back here. I've seen him 2 times. I saw him once at Ribfest. He was like, literally, I'm not even kidding, 100 yards away from me. And I have a 6th sense for spotting that motherfucker because I saw him and I was like, that's him. And I was correct. And the other time I saw him was one time a couple years ago out on Halloween. And I saw him and I turned around and I went the other way because, no. Anyways, yeah, that's the story of the situationship that I had with the most. Yep. Also, if you care to know, those two people got married. Yeah, they're married. I actually don't know if they're still married. Like, honestly, like, she deserved so much better than him, and I hope that he regrets that every single fucking day of his life. And I hope that I hope that there is never a day where he does not have to repay the damage that he did from that. I'm not saying that I am 100% at fault or anything, because I definitely was at fault. What's the word I'm looking for? I was being ignorant. I was being incompetent. What is that phrase called? When, like, someone is like, I use it for men all the time. Like, when they're like, oh, haha, I can't fold the laundry because I don't know how to do it. What is that called? Weaponized incompetence. That's what it is. I was experiencing and doing weaponized incompetence when it came to this man's relationship status, because I should have just known better. I should have known better, and I should have done better, and I didn't, and that's my own fault. But I will say that this motherfucker lied and played in my face for years of my life, and he did not deserve all of that time I wasted on him. But yeah, that's my who the fuck did I have a situationship with story. So hope you guys enjoy. Good morning, friends. So there's a lot of new people here. There's a lot of new people here from my story that I told. And I just wanted to clarify something that I remembered as I was editing. What happened when I found out that he blocked me is I went on Snapchat and, like, he had unadded me on Snapchat. And I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? And then I went on Instagram to, like, search him, and I couldn't find him. That's how I found out that he blocked me. My friend didn't tell me that. My friend texted me when he had gotten engaged. My friend texted me and was like, I think you should see this, when he had gotten engaged. That's when that's when that happened. So the way that I actually found out that he blocked me is because, I literally think, like, I don't know, I think, like, I had just recently seen him, so I was, like, on Snapchat, and I was gonna see, like, I don't know if I was gonna snap him or something, but he had unadded me on Snapchat, and that's how I found out. So, that's actually why, the crash out was insane. Also, immediately after that, I had to go to class. Oh, what a fun time in my life that was. What a fun time in my life that was. People in the comments are joking, like, haha, hope he sees this. I don't. I fucking don't. Listen, I told the story, yes. I don't know. No, we're rebuking that energy. Just, wanted to clarify that detail that I remembered. But yeah,